For the first time ever, the Prowlers and the Bobcats battle in Wytheville, Virginia at Hitachi Energy Center. Good evening, everybody. Will Wiggleman here with you in Wytheville, Virginia. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. Believe it or not, this place used to be a rodeo barn, and now it's in year 3 of hosting FPHL hockey. The Blue Ridge Bobcats built from being a non-playoff team in year 1, a playoff team in year 2 where they won their wild card game here in this building and then fell to the Carolina Thunderbirds in the first round of the playoffs, and now they're looking for more. They're tonight's challenge for the Port Huron Prowlers, looking to keep pace with the Binghamton Black Bears atop the Empire Division. We'll have much more coming up for you on the pregame show next. You're watching Port Huron Prowlers hockey on the PHP Network.
Hi, welcome.
I'm just checking in, and I have a service animal.
Service animal?
Do you have anything on the ground floor so I can let him out at night?
Keep up with your Prowlers all season long on social media. Follow us on Facebook at the Port Huron Prowlers, Instagram at PH Prowlers, and Twitter at PH Prowlers. And you can find more information on our website, phprowlers.com.
Welcome back to Wytheville, Virginia. Prowlers and Bobcats just moments away, and we'll have it for you here on the PHP Network. Thanks so much for joining us again tonight. Should be a very, very fun game. First time these two teams are getting together this season. Before we get to tonight's matchup, let's look at the last game for both of these teams, starting with the Blue Ridge Bobcats, a 6-3 loss to the PD Ice Cats. Bobcats have lost 3 games in a row, all of them to PD. That includes the sweep last weekend. High-flying Ice Cats offense scored a total of 14 goals over the 2 games last weekend for an FPHL high 39 this season. Anthony Schrum took the first loss in his young career. For the Prowlers, they got the victory in their last game, a 4-1 triumph over the Binghamton Black Bears. After the Black Bears came in and beat the Prowlers 5-3 in the first game of the weekend, Port Huron bounced back with a big victory in Game 2, the first loss of the season for Binghamton. They take a look at the standings now over in the Empire Division. Well, the Prowlers still sitting second behind the Black Bears. Bobcats have dropped down to 3rd place in the Empire Division, as Port Huron and Binghamton again battling for the top spot. Danbury and Topeka right there as well. So should be very interesting to see which team comes out on top tonight. And if the Bobcats win, they can make things very, very interesting in the middle of that Empire Division. But before tonight's game, I spoke with Prowlers Associate Head Coach Chris Paulin. With Prowlers Associate Head Coach Chris Paulin after morning skate here. Coach, first time for everyone on your bus in this barn. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, it's pretty cool. We're happy to be here. We're ready to go.
New team in the Bobcats. First time you're facing them this season. What's the scouting report on them?
Yeah, no, we went through a bunch of different things this week. I'm not going to tell you exactly what that is, but we feel pretty comfortable with what they're going to bring, and now it's all about execution, the energy we come out with, and how we start the game. That's going to be huge, starting the game on time.
You get Bobby Price back this week. Where does he fit into your lineup, and what does he bring back for you?
Yeah, Bobby brings a lot. Obviously, you saw what he did last year in the playoffs for us, leading into it. He had a great college career. We were able to get him at the end of the season. To bring him back is huge. So, he's a very talented guy who can do just about anything both ends of the rink. I think he'll fit in well. I think it'll be a quick acclimation process for him.
All right. Thank you, Coach.
You got it.
A nice hug from Prowlers Associate Head Coach Chris Paulin after that interview with him earlier this morning. But let's take a look at our players to watch, starting with the Blue Ridge Bobcats. And it is Nikita Kozyrev, who comes into this game 7 assists in the first 6 games, tied for the most assists in the FPHL among players who do not have a goal yet this season. He played the last couple of years with the Birmingham Bulls in the SPHL, and he led the SPHL in assists as a rookie 2 years ago. For the Prowlers, it's the aforementioned Bobby Price, who's making his Prowlers debut this season. Last year, 8 points in 6 games, and he led the FPHL playoffs with 5 goals. After that regular season, a huge piece back in the lineup. He will be starting on the top line as we take a look at the lineup for the Prowlers for this game. Bobby Price, Jamie Bucell, and Reggie Millette at the top line. Artu Hakala, who is alongside Bucell and Millette these past few games. He'll play with Matt Graham and Lucas Lockney, and Hakala also moving from left wing to right wing. Connor Bazell, Vinny DeCumbus, and Austin Federley, the third line. Luke James, the extra forward. Blake Anderson is not with the team this weekend. He's expected to be back next weekend, but unfortunately unable to make the trip this weekend. The deep pairings stay the same, and Reed Cooper back between the pipes for the Port Huron Prowlers. As they finish up announcing the Bobcats starters, say about the Goals for Good program. Prowlers and Meyer partnering, and Meyer will donate $10 to charity for every goal the Prowlers score this season. That is the Goals for Good program, Prowlers and Meyer. We will pause for tonight's national anthem here from Hitachi Energy Arena.
To honor his legacy and decades of service to our community, we now ask that you please join us in a moment of silence. Thank you. Bobcat fans, we ask that you remain standing as you are able, and remove your hats. Veterans render a hand salute to the performance of the Stars Spangled Banner tonight performed by Marcia Turpin.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleam, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming. And the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
That is tonight's national anthem from Hitachi Energy Arena in Wytheville, Virginia. The Prowlers and the Bobcats getting set to drop the puck for the very first time this season. Should be a great matchup here tonight. Let's take a look at the Orthopedic Associates starting lineup for the Port Huron Prowlers. Bobby Price gets in the starting lineup with Bucell and Millette up front. Top deep pairing of Alex Johnson and Nick Favaro on the back end. And Reed Cooper between the pipes again for the Prowlers. And that leads us into our starting goaltending matchup, powered by Harrison Metal Fob. It will be Reed Cooper against the rookie, Anthony Schrum. Cooper, of course, coming into this game off the win last Saturday against the Binghamton Black Bears. He's won his last 3 starts and given up 4 total goals in that time, 26 for 27 in the win over Binghamton. Schrum, a collegiate signing last year from Misericordia University, was in camp with the ECHL Cincinnati Cyclones this fall. 24 saves on 30 shots in what was his first pro loss against the PD Ice Cats last Saturday. It's just about hockey time here in Wytheville, Virginia. The Prowlers and the Bobcats getting set to drop the puck. Battle of the Cats. Hope we won't hear too much meowing as we're underway. Here's Bucell, a quick shot, and he fired it wide right off the hop. Johnson couldn't keep it in at the line, and we get our first whistle just 9 seconds into period 1. Again, we mentioned first time these teams are meeting. We also talked about Bobby Price in the opener. Collegiate signing last year for the Prowlers, and he was their best player in the Commissioner's Cup playoffs, a run that ended in the semifinals. That puck hops up out of play. He's back with his normal number 29 that he debuted last season with Port Huron. He'll be lining up on the inside wing right in that slot. Face-off between Bucell and Brandon Reller. It's taken behind the net by Robin Erickson, number 33. Favaro dumps it right back in for the Prowlers, chased down by Carson Andrioli, alternate captain for this Bobcat squad. Reller had his pocket picked. Up comes Millette. He just sends it in. Port Huron gets its first change of the game. Erickson up the far wing towards Kozyrev. Rink-wide feed on the stick of Justin Daly. Pull-up move. Brockway on him. Kozyrev scoops up the puck. Pulls up in the corner. Out to Daly on his backhand. Hands it back to Kozyrev, and a kick saving a beauty from Reed Cooper as Kozyrev got a great look from the slot. They dig away in the far side corner. Daly comes out with it. Has to drag all the way around behind the net, but his pass out to the point found nobody. That's as good as a Prowler clear. Port Huron and Blue Ridge both getting some changes in. Tim Morgan, who scored his first pro goal last weekend, got it up to Graham. Graham off cross looking for Lockney, batted away by Alexei Kulikov, number 92, playing in just his second game this season. Graham chasing back after that puck, and to bounce it towards the slot. Heikkila was there. And Parsons couldn't keep in the bouncing puck. After it, Daniel Klenecki, the defenseman, leading the rush, and he shot off the side of the cage. Everybody in the building thought it went in, at least on this side, but it hit the outside of the net. Mercurio led it up to Kulikov. Hand off for Plavik. Now Benjamin Perron. Philip Plavik has to get back after it. Oregon retreating in his own end. High flip. Plavik fed it across, but on the stick of Federley. Schrum handles behind his own net, keeps it moving in Nick Stuckless's direction. Fed it off for Danny Martin, the captain. Martin tried to float it towards the net, stick up off the top of the glass, but still in play by Cooper. Turnaround try by Stuckless, and Cooper stuck out that right pad to make the stop. Millette and Bazal ran into each other. Here's Stuckless spinning. Tried to feed it to the slot, came all the way through. Millette couldn't get it out. Bresco couldn't get that pass to a teammate. Here's Favaro leading the rush. Off to Bucell, but he couldn't handle the pass cleanly, and then Millette dumped by Andrioli. Prowlers will come to his defense, and we get a nice little scrum here. Everybody getting involved. Doesn't look like too much more will come of it. As the whistle blew for the offsides, Reggie Millette went to shoot that puck, and he ended up getting dumped by Andrioli. Now Prowlers trainer Bridget Smith coming over to check on Millette. He's down on one knee right now. See if maybe we can get a replay here of that hit. See Millette there skating off under his own power. And then Millette dumped by Andrioli. Prowlers will come to his defense. And we get a nice little... So the replay there. Take another look as it was offsides here. Millette took the shot and Andrioli came in and dumped him. And Millette a little bit off balance as he was taking that shot. We continue here as Lockhart couldn't bang it in deep. Reller trying to drag it through, spun around. Bazal came back to make the play, and Connor Bazal drew a penalty. The delayed call coming up against the Bobcats. Andrioli touches up in the neutral zone, and the Prowlers will get the first power play of tonight's game. It will be Brandon Reller heading to the penalty box as he got Connor Bazal from behind. Power play here. Prowlers man advantage comes in 9th in the FPHL, went 2 for 13 last weekend against Binghamton. Favaro off to Price, who takes a spot on the left wing side of this man advantage unit. Price to the net, save Schrum, and he swallows it up. Well, we got a face-off to Schrum's right. This power play unit, Price, Bucell, Hakela, Favaro, and Lockhart. Price working downhill, tried to slip it to Hakela. Couldn't get a shot away. Bucell works his way back up top. Price on the half wall. Over to Lockhart on the other side. Favaro takes the shot, tried to go back down to Lockhart. Popped out to Hakela, who got a backhander off. That Schrum had to be alert for. Price up high. Favaro drags and shoots it over top of the net. Lockhart with a nice play there to keep it in off the carom. Swung around to the near side. Price the first one on it. Out to Favaro. Drops the shoulder. Back pass. Lockhart a drive and he misfired. His stick failed him. Prowlers trying to get back on net and couldn't do it. That hit Lockhart's broken stick right in front of the Prowler bench. Favaro dumps it back in. Lockney after it. Schrum trying to clear it himself. Kept alive by Millette. It's the other unit out there for the Prowlers. 47 seconds left on the man advantage. Graham up top to Federley. Walks down the wall. Tried to pop it out to Millette. Andrioli jumped up on Reggie Millette. Did a good job to keep that puck in. Graham center. Johnson. Shoulder save by Schrum. Stays alive. Johnson back to the net. Federley out to Millette. Down low, Graham takes a look. Backdoor feed looking for Lockney. Went all the way through. Loose puck. Millette jumps on it. Chips it over to Johnson. Down low looking for Graham's stick. That didn't work. Final seconds ticking off this Prowlers power play. Federley's shot off a body. Off the back glass. Johnson now turning the corner. Down low, Graham. Lockney has to control it behind the net. Prowlers don't get a goal on that power play, but they had the puck in the offensive zone nearly the entire time. Shots 3-2 right now. Bobcats in the early going. Graham up high. Oregon Arister. That one steered out of play by Anthony Schrum. And we will take our first time out, still searching for the first goal here in Wytheville between the Prowlers and the Bobcats. We'll be right back on the PHP Network.
This isn't working. LJ, pass me those flyers. No look behind the back pass. It's a whole play. I'll take. Come on. Gap up. Close the gap. Close the gap. What are we saying? This isn't working. We need a shift change. Let's bring in the professionals.
Hello, I'm home.
There he is.
What is happening? Relax. We won. They brought back the snack wrap. Spicy or ranch? Spicy. Go. Yeah. Just one little bite. Can you stop? Oh, sorry.
Gather your crew. Snack Wrap is back.
Back here in Wytheville, it's not exactly, well, we don't get to go too far south. This is the furthest south the Prowlers go this season. And while it's not exactly mango country down here, it's still warmer than it is in Port Huron, Michigan. It's a nice balmy day out today. Luke James heading after this puck behind the net. Try to move it up the boards. Bizal grabs the cycle from DeCumbus. James and Andrioli come together in the corner. Hard work down low. DeCumbus comes out with it. He was knocked down to a knee. DeCumbus trying to center, surrounded by two Bobcats. Chipped up by Erickson in Daly's direction, cut off by Bizal. They get it up high. Organ fakes the shot. Now he takes it and Schrum the save. Cozy Rev tried to swing it out to center. Daly hustling after it, comes together with Parsons. Bizal leads it on for Organ, who just tried to chop it in as Andrioli was coming in on him. Behind his own net is Radchenko. Waits for the breakout to develop. 22-year-old off to the veteran Klenecki. Graham takes over. This one gloved down by Michael Mercurio, touched next by Kulikov, and that's a hand pass against the Blue Ridge Bobcats with under 13.5 left to go in period number 1. Here from Hitachi Energy Arena in Wytheville, Virginia. Bobcats going with some chrome helmets, which I'm not a stylist, but I would have picked a different design. Not a fan of the chrome helmets, but they're certainly not the only team in the league that does the chrome helmets. PD has those silver chrome, and I believe Monroe, I don't know if they still have them, but they did have gold chrome helmets at times last year. Prowlers with the classic reds, as Mercurio drops it back for Kyle Heitzner. Klenecki had it knocked away by Ben Brockway. Hlavik, lead pass, tipped over the glass, out of play, and there's a souvenir on the other side. Face-off will come outside of the Prowlers zone here, right at center ice on that Bobcat logo. Top line out there for the Prowlers as Johnson able to scoop it up with bodies flying everywhere. Perron sweeps it to Hlavik. Stuckless on the right wing side, dumps it around. Comes all the way through to Martin. Try to pop it out off the boards. Price was right there. Favaro grabs the puck. Takes a look up ice. Chips it off the glass and out. Perron. His pass too far in front of Stuckless, and that will be an icing against the Bobcats. And we'll see if Chris Paulin changes up his line for the offensive zone faceoff. He indeed will. He sends out Matt Graham's unit. Off this face-off, it's fired all the way down again. And we'll get another icing and go right back where we started. Early shot still favoring the Bobcats 6-3, but Prowlers had a really good power play early on in this game. And while they didn't score, they were holding zone pressure for the entire time, nearly the entire time. Got some good opportunities off. Oregon trying to send it back deep. Prowlers have to touch up, get back on side. Passes to the left wing side. Brezko dumps it right in behind the net. Oregon flags it down. Ahead towards Lockney. Tried to slip it out, turned it over. Kozyrev makes a move around Heikkila. Graham finds a loose puck. On for Lockney. 2-on-2 with Heikkila. Lockney tosses it in on Schrum, who keeps play moving. Andrioli up with speed. Right through center. Surrounded, and he lost it trying to make a move. Back comes DeCumbus the other way. He had his pocket picked. Now Kozyrev working in, looking for a teammate. Sent it all the way around. Damon Ferusith, first one on it. Lockhart now, up the wall. Prowlers get it out, but Federley couldn't find Bazal. Andrioli skates up slowly, gets into the offensive zone. Long shot, held onto by Cooper as he clutched it under that left arm. An offensive zone draw coming for the Blue Ridge Bobcats here. Good crowd out here on a Friday night. Off this draw, Heitzner back to the point. Radchenko, D to D. Klinecki trying to send it through. That hit Millette, who is closing down. Bucell up to Millette. Knocked down by Klinecki. Radchenko tries to settle down the bouncing puck. Mercurio. Fed it up to Kulikov. Into the offensive zone. Radchenko, sharp angle try, knocked down by Cooper, who had that post sealed. Popped out to Mercurio, drive, he scores! Michael Mercurio right down the slot, rips it top corner. His fourth of the year makes it 1-0 Blue Ridge. Mercurio all by himself. You see him there in the left portion of your screen. And he'll just pop in. Nobody there on him. He got a great look. Bobcats break the ice here tonight. Prowlers playing from behind. Brezko looking for more for Blue Ridge. Closed off by Brockway. Now a to-his-side scrum pulled out by Stuckless. Up high, Flavic takes a look, takes the shot, blocked by Lockney. And Cooper juggled the try from the side of the post. They dig away again in the corner. Graham comes in to help out. Pops out towards the net. Heikkila puts it right back where it came from. Brockway knocks his man down. A penalty coming up against Ben Brockway. Boarding is the signal. Brockway not too happy with that call. He's asking for an explanation. He tried to rejoin the battle, ended up knocking his man down. Save from behind, so that draws the penalty. We'll take a timeout here from Blue Ridge. 1-0 Bobcats. They'll be on the power play when we come back.
Hey guys, what's going on?
Hi guys, we just stopped at Industrial Park Marathon to get some fuel and some snacks before the Prowlers game at McMorran.
Nice. Yeah, we just stopped by here at Industrial Park Marathon so I can get a Slurpee before the game.
Wait till after the game. If the Prowlers score 3 or more goals, Slurpees will be free.
Thanks for the info. I'm going to get my Slurpee after, but we'll see you at the Prowlers game.
See you at the game. Go
Go
Prowlers!
Bobcats heading to their first power play of the game, leading 1-0. Ben Brockway in the box, 2 minutes for boarding. Get a chance to see the 7th ranked power play in the FPHL of the Blue Ridge Bobcats. Martin cycles it down deep. Favaro able to step in front, hit his own man Lockhart on the first clearing attempt, did get it out the second time. Lockhart hustling over to the bench. Mercurio, Hlavik, Martin, Heitzner, and Reller, this top power play unit for the Bobcats. Mercurio, the only goal scorer so far in this game. Tried to toss it up to the left wing side, but Favaro cut it down and cleared. Up comes Slavic. Right wing side, lost it trying to make a move around Johnson, and Alex Johnson sends it all the way down. 45 seconds gone on the penalty to Ben Brockway. Klenecki to the right wing side, Cozy Rev. Try to dance in. One taken away, Stuckless heading after it behind the net. Parsons won the race, and Johnson able to clear it down once more. Prowlers getting a wholesale change as Klenecki is back for it. Klenecki, Stuckless, Cozy Rev for Rusev, and Bresko, this power play unit. Dropped off for Bresko. Got to bounce it around for Rusev. Cozy Rev. Down to Ferusith. Cozy Rev once more. They'll go to the point. Klenecki walks. Gives to Bresko, turning the corner. Takes the shot and he missed it wide. Not sure if that hit something on the way through. Oregon hustling after it. To a side scrum in the corner. James and Bresko digging. James couldn't clear. Instead, it's Klenecki at the line. With a drive, that hit a couple of things. I think Cooper was one of them. Either way, it stayed out. Final seconds ticking off the penalty as Stuckless tried to pull it out in front, and Cooper got the paddle down and the glove down as well to cover up and get a whistle. Back to 5-a-side hockey here. Bobcats get credit for 1 shot on goal on that man advantage. Make it 2, actually, after that last one. Prowlers survived the power play. The defensive zone faceoff, Daly right behind Reller for the Cats. Reller tried to win it ahead. Instead, lands with Brockway in the far corner. Pinned beneath Brockway and Reller. Daly, bounce up top. Andrioli, wrister, stick save, Cooper. Lands on the far side, bouncing. Graham tripped up. And a penalty coming against the Blue Ridge Bobcat. Tripping is the call, and heading right to the box, Alexei Kulikov. You know, many might call the refereeing in this league ambiguous, but that was a pretty cut and dry call there. The trip by Kulikov. Prowlers to their second man advantage of this game. They are 0 for 1. Chance to tie the score. Lockney got it down low. Graham chasing after it. Now Johnson tried to slide it back over towards Graham. Johnson took a hard hit. And he gets it up to the point. Federley walks the line to Millette. Prowlers able to set up now. Millette to Federley. Walks, looks back towards Millette. Down low, Graham. Johnson, one more. Lockney, he scores! How do you spell relief for Lucas Lockney? G-O-A-L, his first of the year, has tied it up. How about some tic-tac-toe passing from this power play unit? Beautiful feed from Johnson to Lockney. And look at the celebration from number 77. We saw the replay there from our second camera here. That's right, Aiden Bricker, our videographer, has joined us on the road trip, and his camera is fully involved in this broadcast. We're excited to have him, and we're glad we can bring you multiple camera angles even while we're on the road. Just part of the new PHP network. Prowlers looking for more as Federley digging in the offensive zone. Comes to Stuckless. He's able to work it out to Bresco. One-on-one against Parsons. Bresco puts the shoulder down all the way around the net. Up high, Lavick walks in, takes the shot, and Cooper got a piece. Tossed high and out, glove down by Perron fresh off the bench. Lavick able to tip it in. Parsons dinks it this way. Daly able to get there ahead of Oregon. Now Price flags it down, takes a look, and he dumps it out. Erickson gave it away to Millette. Millette trying to drive in. Millette still with the puck. Sends it all the way across to Favaro. Around the net, centering feed, but right in the tape of Reller. Reller gave it right back to the Prowlers. Favaro for Reggie Millette. Takes a look as a man fresh off the bench gets it there. Lockney, a shot off the back glass. Johnson grabs the carom. Kozyrev let it go through, but Favaro dumped it back deep. Andrioli, stopped by Lockney, caused a turnover. Graham streaking in, couldn't get a good touch on it. Diving play by Erickson. Graham tried to sweep it out in front, nobody home. Erickson, high flip, was behind Reller. Johnson slipped past to Graham, working in with Lockney, drops it to him. Lockney missed it wide on the glove side. Lockhart waiting for it from his own bench. Brockway back around. Prowlers getting life from that goal. Andrioli up to Kulikov, working on Brockway. Kulikov centering feed and a save by Cooper as Heitzner got a good touch on it. And a little extracurricular here. We will take a timeout. Lucas Lockney has tied things up for the Prowlers. It is 1-1 late in period number 1. Henry Cooper keeping it that way here on the PHP Network.
Yeah, I don't know about this one, fellas.
Boys, we don't overcome adversity by backing down. But yeah, I don't know about this one.
That's reassuring.
We're so screwed.
All right, boys, here's the game plan. LJ, you start with bananas.
Wait, why do I have to do the bananas?
Because you're the softest on the team.
I don't want the bananas.
This thing is gonna melt. We gotta hurry up.
I won't do it.
Okay, both of you. I will do the bananas and the whipped cream. Fets, please continue.
Who's paying for this anyway?
I am. I just bought my tickets for the Prowlers game this weekend, and the Milkhouse gave me 25% off my order.
Fets, why'd you buy the tickets? You're literally on the team.
For the discount.
So are you all ready to give it a try?
Oh, we're ready.
It's true. Get 25% off your entire order at the Milkhouse, October through April. Simply show your ticket stubs at checkout and enjoy your discounted treat.
Keep up with your Prowlers all season long on social media. Follow us on Facebook at the Port Huron Prowlers, Instagram at PH Prowlers, and Twitter at PH Prowlers. And you can find more information on our website, phprowlers.com.
Back here in Virginia, Prowlers and Bobcats tied up at a goal apiece. Michael Mercurio and Lucas Lockney, the goal scorers so far. First time these teams match up this season. First time these teams match up in Virginia ever. Radchenko shot, changed direction, and then they score on the rebound. Kyle Heitzner, who tipped the initial shot, able to put home the second opportunity, and the Bobcats go back in front. And the first shot tipped by Heitzner. He got right back to it. And he's able to slip home his fourth goal of the year. And just like that, Cats Yeah, back in front of the Prowlers. Dennis Radchenko and Daniel Klinecki will pick on the helpers, as the Prowlers find themselves behind once again. Millette able to steal it from Klinecki. Try to bounce it behind the net to Bucell. Radchenko try to flip it out, hit Price. Now it's Kulikov into the offensive zone. Klinecki throws on the brakes, and it's knocked away by Price on the back check. Loose puck. Lockhart swings it around towards Millette off his skate. Heitzner centering pass, and tied up there was Martin. Millette waiting for help. Slips it out to Bucell, 1-on-2. Bucell delays, looking down towards Lockney, couldn't connect. This one goes all the way down. That will be an icing against the Bobcats, as the missed pass goes out of the zone. Kyle Heitzner got that last goal for the Bobcats. He was acquired from Topeka in exchange for Alex Norwinski and Jacob Wolf all the way back in May. That was before the Scarecrows participated in the expansion draft. And a big pickup for these Bobcats. It's certainly tough for these fans to part with a guy who's from this area in Alex Norwinski. Another icing here by Blue Ridge. The Prowlers doing a good job so far of forcing the Bobcats passes. That's yet another icing on just a missed outlet pass by Blue Ridge. Matt Graham's line out there. He'll take the draw against Martin. Comes around to the near side. Radchenko stepped in front of by a Prowler. They battle for it. Pops out. Hakela. Graham touched it just wide. Lockney, a turnaround try from the goal line, didn't work. Graham tried to center for Hakela. Now it's Radchenko who starts the breakout for Rusev. Dumps it in deep. Hakela plays it up for Favaro. Lockney back over to Favaro into the offensive zone. His team in the midst of a change, so Favaro just gets it deep and he heads back. Pastoreller evaded him. Bobcats have to touch back up for onside. Federley slides it deep. Andrioli and Bazell hustling after that puck. Bobcats getting a penalty here. Interference, the call against Kozyrev as he took out Connor Bazell away from the puck. Kozyrev not happy with it. The Prowlers will go to their third man advantage of this first period. They're 1 for 2 so far. See if we can see it here, and see there right the right of your screen. Kozyrev knocking down Bazell away from the puck. So the unit that scored on the last man advantage for the Prowlers out there right now. Bobcats trying to make them chase. Good keep by Federley. He walks the line, looking towards the net. Off to Lockney, the goal scorer. Walks in, down low, Johnson. From the goal line, look towards the net. Now back to Lockney. Federley. This side, Millette. Down to Lockney. Looking towards the net. Federley with his stick up, looking for a one-timer. Has the puck now. Wrists it down low, looking for a tip. Karam's back to Millette, and now Federley once more. Millette. Federley. Walks. Millette. Down low, Graham. Looking to Johnson. Had his stick tapped at the last moment. Millette, Lockney, sharp angle shot, hit the glass, and that hit a stanchion and eluded Federley all the way down. That's as good as a Bobcats clear. Federley looking to turn his way up ice. Lockhart to the outside to Hakela. bumped in. Price and Klinecki after it. Price for Heikkila. Down the wall. Bucell. Under a minute to go here in period 1. As Favaro walks the line. Price now on his backhand. Hands off for Favaro. Now low looking for Lockhart. That hopped over his stick. Lockhart has it once more. Prowlers working a lot around the outside in this power play. Favaro gets it to the net, but he missed it wide. Favaro bumps it down to Price. Andrioli in there to a side scrum. Price comes out with it. Price around the net. Up by Lockhart, a shot. And Schrum comes up with the save. Radchenko and Bucell getting into a shoving match. Neither one with a stick. Bucell didn't have a stick because Radchenko threw it. They'll all be separated. Take another look. Good job by Bobby Price finding Lockhart, who had snuck down. All the Bobcats got stuck below the hash marks. 16.6 seconds up on the board here at Hitachi Energy Arena. Graham wins the face-off. Poked back to the line. Federley over to Millette. Had to evade Kozyrev, who was coming out of the box. 5 seconds left to go in the period. Eriksson holds it and pins it. Now Millette with one last chance, tried to stuff it. And that will do it for period number 1 here at Hitachi Energy Arena. The Bobcats 2, the Prowlers 1. An entertaining opening 20. And plenty to work on for both sides as we hit the intermission. Shots on goal in that period favoring the Bobcats 13-8. Well, coming up on the first intermission report here on the PHP Network, we'll go around the Empire. All the highlights from the Empire Division games last weekend. Also take a look at some storylines from around the FPHL, out-of-town scores, and much more. It's all coming up right here on the PHP Network. Oh boy, they're bringing out some bumper cars onto the ice for the intermission entertainment. That should be interesting. We have plenty of entertainment again coming up here on the PHP Network for you all. Again, please do stick around because we do have lots coming up. We will send it back to our McMorran studios with Molly Urquhart coming up next to set up Around the Empire. First Around the Empire this weekend. Well, the Prowlers team store is open all weekend long, located on the southwest end of McMorran Arena. The Prowlers may not be home, but that doesn't mean you can't grab something from the Prowlers team store. It is open tomorrow, Saturday 9 to 4, and Sunday 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. So be sure to stop by the Prowlers team store, the new and improved Prowlers team store. Touch, feel, and check out all the new merch. New merch coming in constantly. Saw some new sweatshirts in this week that look very, very cool. So be sure you head over there and check all of that cool stuff out. Again, the Prowlers team store located on the southwest end of McMorran Arena. Open all day, Saturday and Sunday this weekend. We'll take a timeout and send it back to Molly Urquhart in our McMorran Place studios when we come back here on the PHP Network.
What's more authentic than a Hungry Howie's Detroit-style pizza? Nothing. We're not playing around with the pizza of our birthplace. Thick crust, cheese to the edge, sauce on the top. Where it belongs. We've seen a lot of fakes out there. Not here. This is authentic Detroit-style pizza. Order yours now online for $12.99. We sauce the top and rep for the 313 everywhere. We do bold.
Hungry?
Howie's!
Congratulations on your engagement again, man. You know, you should get some life insurance.
I never really thought about that. How would I do that?
We can help you with that at Zach Egan State Farm. Congratulations on getting married, man. Have you gotten a house?
We just got one, actually, yeah.
Well, if you want, we can help you out with life insurance at Zach Egan State Farm to cover your mortgage. Is Olin a year old now?
He is.
Wow. Have you guys got life insurance set up on him yet?
I haven't even thought about it yet.
Oh.
How would I go about that?
Well, we can help you with that at Zach Egan State Farm. High five?
Yeah, hon, we should have gotten life insurance years ago.
Hey, Ken. We've actually got a policy for people your age at Zach Egan State Farm. Give us a call.
Hockey is like a business. One missed pass can derail the perfect plan. Have Taft Consulting help you get your whole team on the same page. They have the expertise to help you follow through on all your goals. Find out how they can help you today by emailing taftconsulting@outlook.com.
Explore the 140 miles of stunning shoreline along Lake Huron. That is Michigan's Thumb Coast. Discover charming coastal towns, serene beaches, and endless outdoor adventures. Stay at cozy hotels, paddle through pristine blue waters, and hit the fairways along breathtaking views. Plan your perfect getaway at bluewater.org.
SMR Automotive Systems is part of the Motherson Group and a proud community sponsor of the Port Huron Prowlers. We are one of the largest manufacturers of rearview mirrors for passenger vehicles in the world, with local plants in Port Huron and Marysville. We strive to support our local communities and have positions available for various abilities and experience. Find out more about who we are at smr-automotive.com.
For the Port Huron Prowlers. So excited to be here at McMahon Place. So, as Will said, let's go ahead and throw it around the Empire Division here in the FPHL. Starting off with our standings, we still have those Binghamton Black Bears up at the top. They have 20 points. So trailing right behind them with 18 points is your very own Port Huron Prowlers. Last week, we had that last game win. It was absolutely great. The players, they killed it. And tonight they're doing pretty well here with Blue Ridge. Moving on to our third standing, we have the Topeka Scarecrows. They have 5 wins, 3 losses, holding that third place right now with 14 points. Moving into our fourth place for those standings, we have Danbury Hat Tricks. They have 4 of 4 games currently, holding 12 points, and tonight they're playing Watertown. Their current score is 0-0. So moving into our fifth, we're going to the Blue Ridge Bobcats, as you guys can see tonight, and they have 3 of 3 games at the moment. We'll have to see how it plays out for the end of the night. And we're going to go to a quick video.
Let's start with the division's top teams meeting in Michigan. Starting on Friday, it was 1-0 after one, 2-0 early in the second, and Austin Thompson takes the turnover and fires it home to make it a 3-0 lead for Binghamton. Just over a minute later, they find Scott Ramekers trailing the play, and that blows it open. Later in the period, Thompson with the hat trick goal. Black Bears use the big lead to cruise to a series opening win. Next night was tighter, just over a minute in. Here comes Blake Anderson, outside shot, top corner, his first goal as a Prowler. Later in the frame, Black Bears work it in front to Tim Kim. Tie score through 20 minutes. Second period, up comes Reggie Millette, and he'll set up Artu Hakula, who gets to the net and unties the score. Prowlers hit the empty net twice and handed Binghamton its first loss of the season. Bobcats and Ice Cats met up for a pair in South Carolina. Under a minute to go in the first on Friday. It's still close, but here's Nick Gullo with a step. He rips it home, and that makes it 3-1 Ice Cats. Late second, it's 4-1. Is this a breakaway or a shootout? Either way, Patrick Marcinkovic pots his second of the game. Ice Cats blew it open and took a 6-goal win. Start in the second period the next night, tied up at 1. Trevor Lord able to tap that one in on the backside. Took a moment, but it was indeed called a good goal. And the Ice Cats take the lead. 33 seconds later, Eli Rivers with a steal. He says, I'll take that and put it to the top shelf. Third goal in under 2 minutes for PD. Later in the frame, it's 4-1. And there's another from Lord, his second of the game, 5th goal of the period for the Ice Cats. They take the win and the sweep of Blue Ridge. Hat-Tricks looking for their first home win of the season, taking on the Watertown Wolves. Starting the first period on Friday, you get the puck to the net, couple of tries. Yefim Mishkin finally able to pot it. And that was the only highlight for the Wolves that night. As we move to the second period, it's 2-1 Danbury. Johnny Ruiz catch, turnaround, and a blast from the slot. Makes it 3-1 Hat-Tricks, third power play goal in a span of 2:18 for Danbury. Third period. Another puck to the net. Austin Belfay able to stuff it home. Hat-Tricks score 5 times on the man advantage to dominate Watertown. Danbury was off to a hot start the next night. 4-0 in the first. Alexander Leitkov does it all himself. Second goal for Leitkov in a span of 1:33. Late in the second, it's 6-2. Ian Tukane's shot off of Jordan Crom. That's the hat-trick goal for Crom. Final minutes, game firmly in hand for Danbury, and Crom with his 4th of the night. Danbury's offense has roared to life. 15 combined goals and 6 points on the weekend. We wrap things up with the Sentinels visiting Topeka. Starting the second period on Friday, it's 2-0 Scarecrows. Scott Kowash with the hat-trick goal, a natural hat-trick to make it 3-0. Later in the frame, it's 3-1 now. Jacob Gagnon puts home the one-timer from the point. And made it 4-1 at that point. Koash's Hattie helped Topeka build a big lead and get them back in the win column. Great game the next night. 2-2, under 3 to play in regulation. Carter Thornton gets it to go, and the Scarecrows with the lead. But not so fast. 6-on-4 attack for Indiana. And Ethan Esposito at the side of the post sends the game to overtime.
Puck is dropped, one back. Going to play this off. Gagnon pinches in. Gagnon looking for the pass across. Goal! Jacob Gagnon buries it. And the Scarecrows take the victory.
John Clement on the call, first OT winner in Scarecrows history, but Indiana earns its first point. Taking a look at the standings, Black Bears no longer undefeated, but still atop the Empire Division. Hat-Tricks jump over Blue Ridge and into that final playoff spot. Indiana gets on the board with its first point as a franchise. Still lots of time to go as we're early in November. Second period action between the Prowlers and Bobcats is coming up from Wytheville, Virginia.
And that was this week's Around the Empire. Coming up, we'll send it right back to Will down in Virginia for our out-of-town scores, stats, as well as more from the PHP Network. Thank you. Back to you, Will.
Hi, welcome. I'm just checking in, and I have a service animal.
Service animal?
Do you have anything on the ground floor so I can let him out at night?
Keep up with your Prowlers all season long on social media. Follow us on Facebook at the Port Huron Prowlers, Instagram at PH Prowlers, and Twitter at PH Prowlers. And you can find more information on our website, phprowlers.com.
Back here in Wytheville, Virginia, Prowlers and the Blue Ridge Bobcats. Cats with a 2-1 lead right now through 20 minutes of play. Thank you, Molly, for holding it down back in our McMorran Place studios, as we got to see the highlights from last weekend's Around the Empire games. But before we get to period number 2 here at Hitachi Energy Arena, lots to talk about, and we will start with our storylines from around the league this week. Lots of trades going on in the FPHL this week, and we begin with Cam Clark moving from the Binghamton Black Bears to the Topeka Scarecrows for future considerations. Two-time champion with the Binghamton Black Bears, had 20 goals and 43 points in 45 games last year, but ended up falling out of favor in that lineup. So he heads out to Topeka to try and bolster their group out there. And when a player comes in, a player has to go out. Prowlers learned that this week when Bobby Price was activated and they had to trade away AJ Schlepp, who went to the Biloxi Breakers. Carter Thornton heads to the Biloxi Breakers as well from the Topeka Scarecrows. 3 points in 7 games this season, but coming off of back-to-back 45-plus point seasons with the Watertown Wolves. So we'll see if he can give a boost to the offense down in Biloxi. Another trade from Columbus to Indiana, Loic Plouffe, a collegiate signing last year for the Dragons, but he didn't end up impressing early on this year. Collegiate signing again, but only appeared in 2 games this season as the Sentinels continue to improve their roster, continue that roster shakeup that we have seen throughout these last few weeks since Everett Thompson took over as their head coach. And Plouffe, the latest reinforcement over there in Indiana. Now let's take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard. Plenty of other games going on here around the FPHL, and we start in Binghamton, where the Black Bears have a 2-0 lead on the Indiana Sentinels right now. That one through 40 minutes of play already. Ivan Bondarenko and CJ Stubbs, the goals for the Black Bears, who are currently out-shooting the Sentinels 35-12. Hat-tricks and Wolves tied up at 1 apiece through 20 minutes of play in Watertown. Ian McDonald, the goal for the Wolves. Jake Raleigh, the goal for the Danbury Hat-tricks. And that one in Watertown tied up at 1 apiece. All Dragons through 20 minutes down in Winston-Salem. It's 3-0 Columbus. Cody Wickline, Josh Colton, and Matt Stoya, the goal scorers for the Dragons. And those are 2 traditional powers in the Continental Division, that have been struggling this season. And you wondered if this would be the weekend for one of them to get right. Well, it looks like right now that team is the Columbus River Dragons. Finally, the Biloxi Breakers have a 1-0 lead on the Baton Rouge Zydeco. They are midway through period number 1. Down there in Baton Rouge, Brandon Lucchese, the only goal scorer so far in that game. Again, 1-0 for the Breakers. And of course here, it's 2-1 for the Blue Ridge Bobcats. Taking a look at the full stats from our game so far. 2-1 Bobcats. They're up in the shots department 13-10. The Prowlers do have a power play goal. Prowlers are 1 for 3 on the man advantage. Bobcats 0 for 1. So we just have to flip those around real quick. We'll see if the Prowlers can get something going 5-on-5. That's really been where the Prowlers have done better so far this season, is at 5-on-5. And we'll see if that can ring true as they hit the ice here for period number 2. The Hungry Howie's second period here on the PHP Network. Both teams head back out there. A couple of stragglers here for the Prowlers. A 2-1 lead for the Blue Ridge Bobcats through, again, 20 minutes of play at Hitachi Energy Arena. We get set for puck drop. Teams switching sides here. So we have Anthony Schrum down in the goal crease to our right, 9 saves on 10 Prowler shots. Reed Cooper in the goal crease to our left, 11 saves on 13 Bobcat shots in that opening 20 minutes. Prowlers will start with Matt Graham's line. And the Bobcats countering with their top line of Reller, Kozyrev, and Daly. Just a little bit of extra work being done to Anthony Schrum's net down to our right. As the delay here before we get started for period 2. See if the Prowlers again can find some success 5-on-5. They've had some very good power plays so far. Even though they only scored on one of them, a couple of good man advantages, a couple of positive man advantages with a lot of offensive zone time. See if they can continue that here. Reller and Graham set for the puck drop. And we are underway in period 2. Andrioli sent it to Kozyrev. Forced back to Andrioli. And now Kozyrev. Pass was out of his reach, but icing waved off as Kozyrev won the race. Again, very close to another missed pass by the Bobcats, going down for icing. Heikkinen on the forecheck, trying to cause a turnover. Lockhart pinches in deep. Kept it back for Lockney, but that puck exited the Bobcats zone. So the Prowlers offsides here. Just 28 seconds into period number 2. Bucell and Mercurio set for this face-off. And Mercurio won it back. Klenecki, the veteran, up to Kulikov. Bucell takes back over. Fake the handoff. And it goes up the near side boards. Got through Millette. Schrum stops it for Radchenko. Radchenko chased by the oncoming Prowlers for check. Price up the boards. Right into Heitzner, though. Bobcats looking for an outlet. Parsons slips it right up the gut. Bucell looking for Price. Morgan had to wait for Millette to get back onside. And Morgan gets it down deep to his former Trine University teammate, Bobby Price. Price trying to glove it down. Now Klenecki. Back behind his own net, watched by DeCumbus. Bobcats finishing up changes, early stages here in period 2, a 2-1 lead for the Blue Ridge Bobcats. Johnson back for it in his own end. Favaro kept it moving to Bazal. 3 Bobcats back. Favaro couldn't slip it through to DeCumbus. Bazal chasing after Bresco. Bresco to the net. Shoulder save Cooper. DeCumbus out the other direction. That pass off a body. Tecumseh works in with Federley. Tecumseh takes the shot and is saved by Schrum. Rebound to the far half wall. Favaro looks over his shoulder, swings it all the way around the wall. Perron collects it center. Now Stuckless, rink wide feed. Cozy Rev had Favaro step right up on him. And now here comes Graham working on Perron. Graham with a shot glove save and a little leather flash from Anthony Schrum. He stops Matt Graham flying down that left wing side. Good opportunity there for the Prowlers to get an offensive zone face-off out of it. Graham won it back. Hakala to the point. Shot off the back wall. Hops to Cozy Rev. Andrioli off the boards into the offensive zone. Daly and Brockway, the two number 13s, get there together. Brockway pitchforked it up in Graham's direction. Andrioli kept it deep. Lockney, he'll slip it to Hakala. Ran into Erickson. Now Reller to the net. And Cooper got the pad out to stop it. Brockway just launched it in the direction of out of the zone. Here's Hakala to the right wing side. Lockney has Hakala driving the net, but Andrioli took it off of Lockney's stick. Now the Bobcats have numbers, but they're all next to each other. Reller looking for Heitzner. Now Daly to the net, and Cooper kept the pad down. Lockney up and out looking for Hakala. Bounces to Klinecki. Off the glass. Parsons kept it in front of him. Bucell causing some trouble. Now Hakala was headed towards the bench, but the puck came to him. He gets it down low to Bucell. Bucell out to Parsons. Takes the shot, and Schrum got a piece. So I'm back around this side again. Heitzner and Parsons get there together. Radchenko pushes Bucell up against the boards. Daly looking up the wall to Heitzner. Has a couple players breaking. Pass hit a leg. Daly got it down deep. Bobcats get a change. Oregon had some trouble with it. Diving play, Bucell. Mercurio to Heitzner in the corner. Tried to float it out in front. Heitzner a chance right at the top of the blue paint, and it ends up hitting the protective netting out of play. That puck was bouncing on Tim Organ, had a little bit of trouble with it, and the Bobcats ended up with an opportunity. Prowlers switch things up. Luke James will take the face-off, centering this third line. James won it back. Johnson claps it around. Tecumseh able to tip it along. Kept alive. Now Johnson fanned on the clearing attempt. Comes to Tecumseh anyway. Tecumseh working in, tried to toss it on goal. And Schrum scoops it up. Tecumseh takes an extra shove, and now James getting into it with a couple of Bobcats. Luke James doing what he does best, causing some trouble down by the goal crease. Tecumseh tried to chip it around and get back to it, but Perron kept Tecumseh in front of him, and then Luke James coming right in, grabbed the attention of the Bobcats. Off this face-off, Hakala across to Johnson. His wrister kicked out by Schrum. Favaro down and around towards Lockney. Graham tried to tap it back, but Martin got in the way. Johnson down on a knee, keeps it alive. Johnson down to Lockney. All the way around, tried the wrap, and it was taken away by Hlavik. Graham from the corner to the point. Johnson D to D. Favaro looking towards the net, tried to send it there, hit a body off the corner boards. Johnson towards Graham behind the cage. Now Lockney again. Floats it up top, Millette the one-timer, and Schrum came sliding out to make the save. And some more activity right in front of the Blue Ridge netminder. We'll take a timeout. Prowlers pushing, trying to get the tying goal, but Anthony Schrum with a save on Reggie Millette. It's still 2-1 Blue Ridge. Back here in Wytheville, Prowlers pushing, but still looking for that tying goal. It's 2-1 Bobcats early on in period number 2. Thanks so much for joining us here on the PHP Network. Up this faceoff, Millette muscled off the puck. Bobcats trying to spring ahead. Daly towards Kozyrev, and that pass cut off by Reed Cooper, who has it frozen. Reed Cooper able to do it himself. Keep that pass from going across. You see Daly had Kozyrev back door. A couple players came sliding back, and I believe it was Cooper who ended up getting that pass. Erickson floats it on goal. Was deflected down by Daly. Puck bouncing, and Daly fired it wide. Chaos in the Prowlers' end. Port Huron trying to regain control. Price looking to rip it away from Andrioli. Those two still battling. Loose puck behind the Port Huron net. Lockhart up in Millette's direction, able to tip it past Erickson and force Daly to chase. Daly lost the handle. He knocked Bucel's stick out of his hands, and that's a penalty against Justin Daly and the Bobcats. The Prowlers will go to their 4th power play of this game, looking to tie the score. An easy slashing call from the referee. Tonight's referees, Scott Sanger and Drew Wilkelis. The linesmen, Scott Kitts and Jason Messamore. Prowlers send out Jamie Bucel's power play unit to begin things. Uh-oh, we have lost our scoreboard here. The scoreboard here at Hitachi Energy Arena has gone black. And that is our struggle right now. The scoreboards here are on TVs. And unfortunately, those TVs seem to have shut off. I guess nobody paid the power bill. There you see it. That's the scoreboard. We have projector walls at McMorran Place. They have 4 TVs combined together to make one here at Hitachi Energy Arena. Somebody know a good electrician? Maybe our Elite Electric replay can help us out here. There he is. This was more for the logo. It was more for the logo than the replay, but that's Michael Mercurio's game-opening goal from period 1. Prowlers got on the power play. They were able to tie it up, and Lucas Lockney, finally his first goal this season. You know, he feels a lot of relief getting that one to go. And then Kyle Heitzner here in the second period, or back in that first period. The 2-1 goal very shortly after Lockney tied things up at 1. There we go, our scoreboard's back up. So now we can commence the 4th Prowlers power play of the evening. Up the face-off, comes all the way around. Price trying to poke it down toward Bucell. Wrapped around to the near side. Favaro trying to reset, but it was knocked down with a high stick. Got a face-off all the way back at the center dot. Referees all pointing at different circles. We had 3 men in stripes pointing at 3 different face-off dots, and eventually they decided to go with the one just outside the Prowlers' end. Minute 47 left in this Port Huron power play. Lockhart, D to Favaro. Lost it. Here's Heitzner short-handed. Heitzner couldn't get a shot away. Good job by Favaro to cover his mistake. Now Favaro steps out. Drops it off for Lockhart. Price to the outside. Hakala works in, looking for Price, and he couldn't get a good stick on it. Lockhart behind the net. Minute 12 left in this Prowlers power play. Hakala popped it out. Heitzner, the only one there, and he'll send it all the way down. Bucell trying to work back up. Leaves it for Favaro. Favaro wheeling, drops it off for Lockney. He in turn drops it for Alex Johnson as the other unit fully out there now. A quick clear there by Perron. Leaves the Prowlers with 30 seconds on this man advantage. Back in come the Prowlers. Lockney up top Federley. 15 seconds on the power play. Millette. Slowly back to Federley. Millette once more. Final seconds ticking off the penalty. Millette shot, glove down, and held by Schrum. And then Erickson cross-checked Johnson right in the chest. Johnson went down, and Graham wanted a piece of Erickson. Robin Erickson gave Alex Johnson a good shot there on the chest. We take a look from behind the net. Yeah, just a nice little cross check there. Referees decide Johnson went down a bit too easily to call it a penalty. They'll stay 5-on-4 for the next 3 seconds. Daly set to come out of the box. Unless they get a quick shot off this face-off, Prowlers will end this power play with 1 shot on net. They do get a quick shot, doesn't get all the way through though. And one last clear. Daly out of the box will be the first one to it before Cooper wraps it around in Oregon's direction. Bizal off the boards, kept in by Radchenko momentarily. Good poke by DeCumbus. Bizal sends it in. Klenecki quick up looking for Kozyrev. Parsons turns it the other direction for James. Throws on the brakes. Floats it across in Bizal's direction. Had to knock it down. He and Radchenko come together. They both go down as Radchenko threw a little reverse hit on Bizal. Lockhart drops the shoulder. Slips it on for Decumbus. In with Bazell. Decumbus' shot blocked by Klenecki into the corner. Lockhart to the net off a stick over top of the cage. Brockway comes in deep. Back over to the near side. Lockhart gets it down low once more. Fans reacting to the hit by Daly on Brett Lockhart. Daly off the boards, looking for Klenecki. He pulls it through. Klenecki in. One-timer. Reller kick save by Cooper. Brockway hangs on to it. Now up to Heikkila. Fans making noise here at Hitachi Energy Arena. Graham to the trailer. Favaro off the bench. And Schrum got a piece. It's clapped all the way down by Klenecki. And that will go for an icing. Anthony Schrum just came up with a big stop on Nick Favaro. As the Prowlers looking to tie this game, but the Bobcats ramping up the physicality here. Federley will take this space up. It's Federley, Price, and Bucell. Bit of a mixed line for the Prowlers. This one clangs off as Stanchion takes a funny bounce. Stuckless had to come back for it. Martin trying to force his way in. Back up the boards it goes. At the line. Shot off a stick. Lands in the near side corner. We've lost the scoreboards again here at Hitachi Energy Arena. Ours still works though on the PHP Network live stream, hopefully. Price squeezed off. Perron to Stuckless. Now Perron back in his own end. Kulikov trying to twist away. Shot on net, stopped by Cooper. Erickson. Saw it go by. Erickson has it again. Now for Heitzner. James behind the play, tangled up with a Bobcat. And it looks like Luke James is getting a penalty here for holding. So James to the box here. And the Bobcats to the power play. I don't know how much time is left in this second period. We will find out when we come back here on the PHP Network.
Hockey is like a business. One missed pass can derail the perfect plan. Have Taft Consulting help you get your whole team on the same page. They have the expertise to help you follow through on all your goals. Find out how they can help you today by emailing taftconsulting@outlook.com.
Explore 140 miles of stunning shoreline along Lake Huron in Michigan's Thumb Coast. Begin your adventure on a blanket of golden sand at one of our serene beaches. Connect with the historic atmosphere of our region's nautical influence and reconnect with friends under a blanket of stars. Plan your perfect getaway at bluewater.org.
Back here at Hitachi Energy Arena, 9:06 left to go in period number 2. Prowlers going short-handed. Luke James in the box for 2 minutes. They continue to work on getting the scoreboard back at Hitachi Energy Arena. Holding the stick, officially the call against James. Second Bobcats power play of the night. They are 0 for 1. Prowlers PK currently 4th in the FPHL, 87.3%, but they are tops in the Empire Division in the penalty kill department. And they'll be tested here again. Off this face off, shot towards the net was passed off to Klenecki. Now Kozyrev for Klenecki. Off to Faruseth. Verusic makes a move. His shot shouldered away by Cooper. Get up to Klinecki, and he fanned on the pass. Klinecki trying to spin it up ice. Works his way in. Gets it around. Favaro off a body and all the way down. Bresco starts up. 3 Prowlers back to greet him. Bresco couldn't dance through everybody, and DeCumbis sends it right back where Bresco came from. About halfway through this power play for the Bobcats. Reller working on Lockhart all the way around the cage. Reller recollects, turns towards the net, drops it off for Flavic. Looking to the cage, off for Reller. Lockhart closed on him quickly and got the puck to clear it. Good work by Brett Lockhart there. Prowlers get a wholesale change on the PK. Flavic drops it off for Mercurio. Into the offensive end. Mercurio working on Parsons, bounces around for Martin. And a good play there by DeCumbis to take it off of Danny Martin's stick. Here's DeCumbis short-handed, trying to fight through Flavic. Puck is in their skates. DeCumbis did his job. 10 seconds left on the penalty to James. Reller working on Favaro. Reller shot right into the glove of Reed Cooper. James will have to wait just a few more seconds before he can step out of the box. Cooper staring down the top goal scorer on this Bobcats squad. Able to make the save. Reller trying to get back on the board after having his 4-game goal streak snapped last Saturday against PD. Split last season between the Bobcats and the Athens Rock Lobsters, part of a midseason trade. James out of the box. Kozyrev working down the boards. Spins off. Kozyrev up to the point. Erickson, D to D. Andrioli's shot gloved and held by Cooper. And now a battle ensuing in front. Matt Graham involved. Looks like it's Kozyrev on the other side for Blue Ridge. Those two just came together right at the corner of the crease. Meeting of the minds continuing as both teams get players back to their respective benches. Under 7 minutes to go here in period number 2. Looking for a pregame meal? Stop by Zip Sauce Burger, located in the Industrial Park Marathon. Zip Sauce, the official burger of the Port Huron Prowlers. So now the Bobcats are done with their mini timeout. We can get back to playing some hockey. Graham stays on, he'll draw against Mercurio. Tied up, and Lockney picks it up. Off for Hakula, 2-on-2. Hakula to the net, save Schrum. Hakula trying to get back to it. Lockney was tied up by Radchenko, and it's lofted out. Gloved down by Brockway, who took a hit, and that's a penalty coming up against the Bobcats. Tripping the call, as it looked like a leg-on-leg check. Now Lockney wants after Kulikov. The linesman almost stumbled there for a moment. Watch Brockway glove it down, take a step, and yeah, it looks like Kulikov stuck out that left leg, and that's why they call the tripping penalty. The Prowlers back to the power play. Their 5th of the night. Prowlers send out their second unit here to start this power play. Lots of shots so far in this middle frame, 10 apiece already. Still over 6.5 minutes left to go. And now extended discussions going on. Now we're set to go. Off the face-off, it's Favaro. Off for Lockhart, back to Favaro. Now Price. Favaro again at the top, quarterbacking this unit. Price turns towards the net, takes the shot, punched out by Schrum. Gloved only as far as Favaro at the line. Lockhart backpedaling. Favaro one-timer, save Schrum. Rebound cleared away by Redchenko. Reller couldn't chop it out. Bucell for Lockhart as the Prowlers set up again. Favaro walking off for Price. Downhill, down low. Hakela the one-timer, couldn't find the target. Hit the back glass. Price all the way across. Slipped past Lockhart, and up comes Klinecki short-handed with Reller. Klinecki lost the handle. Favaro spun down to the ice. He's looking for a penalty. Instead, he'll head off to the bench. Both teams make changes halfway through this Prowlers power play. Federley makes a look up ice. Fakes the handoff. Now he'll drop it to Lockney. Graham on towards the net, and it scooped up by Schrum. Erickson trying to get after Lucas Lockney, and the linesmen come in to separate those two. Just a soft toss towards the net, so will result in an offensive zone face-off for the Prowlers. Erickson really trying to get after Lucas Lockney there. So far, Prowlers being credited with 2 shots on net during this power play. Clapped around, hit a stanchion, and ends up going all the way down the ice. Tim Morgan taking Reggie Millett's spot on this power play unit. Haven't seen Millett for a little bit. He is still on the Prowler bench, though. Morgan off the backboards. Graham sweeps it up top to Lockney. Walks his way to the line. Now to Organ. Across. Federley. Wrister save. Schrum. And Daly off the boards and all the way down. That will do it for this Prowlers power play. Now 1 for 5 on the night. Still trailing the Bobcats 2-1. Lockney swung down. Klinecki couldn't find Kulikov. It was in his skates. He got to Heitzner. Heitzner surrounded. Kulikov spins back looking for a trailer. Kulikov gets back to it. He shoots. Blocked by Brockway. And he's able to send it tumbling down towards Schrum. Heitzner starts right back up. Outside Mercurio. Backdoor feed cut off. Price the other direction, 1-on-4. Price trying to drag it through Klinecki. Centering feed, Bazal punched out by Schrum. Connor Bazal looking for his first pro goal. Parsons has to regroup. Favaro bounce pass to Bazal, and he gets it down and around. Schrum up this way. Heitzner able to toss it out. Johnson for Federley. Couldn't sweep it into the zone, so he was tied up by Heitzner. Heitzner and Federley having a shouting match back at the center ice logo. Meanwhile, it's launched out to Favaro. Hakela steps in. Shot off of Schrum's helmet. Farusith able to collect it on the other side. And out of the zone it goes. Favaro hands it off for Johnson. Able to toss it in. Johnson heading after it himself. Schrum couldn't get to his defenseman, so the Prowlers take over. Federley off to the near side. Hakala overskated it. Kozyrev out of the zone. Johnson hustling to get after him as Kozyrev dumps it deep. Now Kozyrev and Johnson were tied up behind the play. Meanwhile, Prowlers working up. Martin gave Johnson a shot all the way back at the Bobcats bench. Both referees have their arms up in the air for a penalty. Delayed call coming up against Blue Ridge as Lockney backs out. Lockhart gave it across to Lockney. Now Federley will collect it. Loose stick in the Prowlers' end. Organ. Again, 6-on-5 attack for the Prowlers on the delayed penalty still. Fed up to Federley. Swung in James' direction, but Erickson will win the race to the puck. And that will do it, at least for now. James getting a full face wash from Daly. And I think the Bobcats are trying to even this one up. And now Daly trying to get back after James. And this may get evened up here as Luke James is being escorted to the penalty box. The original penalty was coming up against Danny Martin, who's having a conversation right now with the referees. He's escorted to the sin bin. We'll see if we get 4-on-4 action or not, or what we'll have when we come back here on the PHP Network.
What's more authentic than a Hungry Howie's Detroit-style pizza? Nothing. We're not playing around with the pizza of our birthplace. Thick crust, cheese to the edge, sauce on the top. Where it belongs. We've seen a lot of fakes out there. Not here. This is authentic Detroit-style pizza. Order yours now online for $12.99. We sauce the top and rep for the 313 everywhere. We do bold. Hungry Howie's.
SMR Automotive Systems is part of the Motherson Group and a proud community sponsor of the Port Huron Prowlers. We are one of the largest manufacturers of rearview mirrors for passenger vehicles in the world, with local plants in Port Huron and Marysville. We strive to support our local communities and have positions available for various abilities and experience. Find out more about who we are at smr-automotive.com.
Back here at Hitachi Energy Arena. 2 minutes up for both James and Martin. So we will get some 4-on-4 action here. And what would have been a Prowlers power play again, now 4-on-4. It should be interesting. Open ice here for both sides. As Chris Paul, Prowlers associate head coach, getting explanation over there at the Port Huron bench. Chatting with referee Scott Sanger. You see there, and plenty of other Prowlers players interested. We'll see where they end up putting the face-off here as well, because it will be 4-on-4. Face-off is somewhere, but James in the box and Martin in the box. James for unsportsmanlike conduct, Martin for cross-checking. And they'll bring the draw all the way down to the Prowlers' end. Mercurio wins it back, and we start the 4-on-4. It'll be 4-on-4 to the end of this period, and then still more 4-on-4 when we come back for the third. Mercurio to Heitzner, turnaround try, glove down by Cooper. Coming up on the second intermission report here on the PHP Network, we'll take a look at October's top plays, upcoming schedule for the Prowlers, out-of-town scores, and much more. It's all coming up here on the PHP Network. Arttu Heikkilä up the left wing side. Into the offensive zone has Favaro with him. Took the shot. Rose it over top of the cage. And now the other way come the Bobcats. 3-on-2 if they hurry. Favaro hustling back to even it up. Heitzner tried to slip it out in front. Couldn't do it. And now Heikkilä with Favaro again. Heikkilä has to chase back after in the corner. He's surrounded. Trying to waste time to let his team get a change. Heitzner dug it out for Mercurio. Chased by Federle. Mercurio hassled. Federle trying to steal the puck, and he does. Got it up to Price. One-on-one with Klenecki. Price couldn't drag it through. Got it back to Federle. Save Schrum. Lockhart walking. Price had it explode off his stick. Comes back for it. Price to Lockhart. 30 seconds left to go in this period as Oregon tried to go down the wall. Klenecki met him there. Erickson and Price in there as well. And now Oregon regroups. 15 seconds to go in the period. Federle tried to lead it on to Bucell. Gets to it. He's cut off by Farusev. Those two come together hard in the corner boards. Dug out. And Oregon tried to bank it in, trying to catch Schrum off guard, and that will do it for the end of period number 2. No goals in that middle frame, and we will have 14 seconds of 4-on-4 time when we come back for period number 3. Still a 1-goal lead for the Blue Ridge Bobcats. Shots on goal in that middle frame favoring the Prowlers 17-12. As the most shots the Prowlers have had in any second period this season, but Anthony Schrum stopped them all. It's a goalie battle right now as we take it to the second intermission. Once again, coming up in the second intermission report, we will have October's top plays as we send it back to our McMorran Place studios with Molly Urquhart once we come back from the break. We'll also take a look at the Prowlers' upcoming schedule, out-of-town scores, and more. It's all coming up here on the PHP Network second intermission report. So don't go anywhere. You won't want to miss it. And we'll see if your favorite plays from that opening month or so of the regular season made it in there. So again, be sure to stick around for the PHP Network first intermission report, because we'll do it next right here on the PHP Network. Well, secure your seats for the Prowlers' next home game. That'll be this Friday, or next Friday, a week from tonight, November the 14th, 7:05 p.m. They take on the Indiana Sentinels for the very first time. It's also Hometown Heroes Night, so if you are part of a first responder unit, fire, police, EMS, or any kind of hometown hero, nurses, medical professionals, anyone else that I might not be naming, please do reach out to the Port Huron Prowlers and see how we can get your group out to the game for reduced rate. Group sales at phprowlers.com would be the best person to reach out to, or also check out our contact form under the Contact Us tab on the Prowlers website. Once again, let us know, and we'll get your group out. We'll get your group recognized for Hometown Heroes Night, a week from tonight, Prowlers and Sentinels. We'll send it back to our McMorran Place studios when we come back here on the PHP Network.
Come on, guys, hop in.
We're not getting in that thing. That thing's gross.
Yeah, I wore my nice pants today. This thing could use a detail.
Well, I don't know. Do you know anybody who could detail a boat?
I think that guy could.
Hi, I'm Logan from Prowlers Detail. I can detail your boat. From oxidized and faded to smooth and glossy, our professional compounding and waxing process will get your boat looking new again. Contact us today at 810-956-8318. Visit us on Facebook at Prowlers Detail LLC.
SMR Automotive Systems is part of the Motherson Group and a proud community sponsor of the Port Huron Prowlers. We are one of the largest manufacturers of rearview mirrors for passenger vehicles in the world, with local plants in Port Huron and Marysville. We strive to support our local communities and have positions available for various abilities and experience. Find out more about who we are at smr-automotive.com.
Hello, I'm home. There he is. What is happening? Relax. We won. They brought back the snack wrap. Spicy or ranch? Spicy. Yeah, go. Yeah. Just one little bite. Can you stop? Oh, sorry.
Gather your crew. Snack Wrap is back.
This isn't working. LJ, pass me those pliers. No look behind the back pass. It's a whole play. LJ, come on. Gap up. Close the gap. Close the gap. What are we saying? This isn't working. We need a shift change. Let's bring in the professionals.
Head over to the Birchwood Mall for your shopping and entertainment needs. Hop on the carousel, shoot some hoops, or visit some of their great stores such as Gerlach's Woodworks, where they specialize in handcrafted wooden decorations. Add to your fan cave a Prowlers theme creation. Upgrade your bathroom at Luxury Bath Mobility Remodelers. They can fully customize your bath or shower to fit your needs, and they also do flooring. For the sports fan in your life, pick up a unique gift from Pro Edge Sports. Jam-packed with all kinds of memorabilia. There's something for everyone. And it's not a trip to the mall without Auntie Anne's pretzels. Grab a freshly made full-size cup of pretzel bites and wash it down with some frozen lemonade. At the Birchwood Mall, you can find this and more. Visit them on 24th Ave in Fort Gratiot.
Hey guys, what's going on?
Hi guys, we just stopped at Industrial Park Marathon to get some fuel and some snacks before the Prowlers game at McMorran.
Nice. Yeah, we just stopped by here at Industrial Park Marathon so I can get a Slurpee before the game.
Wait till after the game. If the Prowlers score 3 or more goals, Slurpees will be free.
Thanks for the info. I'm going to get my Slurpee after, but we'll see you at the Prowlers game.
See you at the game. Go Prowlers!
Yeah, I don't know about this one, fellas.
Boys, we don't overcome adversity by backing down. But yeah, I don't know about this one.
That's reassuring.
We're so screwed.
All right, boys. Here's the game plan. LJ, you start with bananas.
Wait, why do I have to do the bananas?
Because you're the softest on the team.
I don't want the bananas.
This thing is gonna melt. We gotta hurry up.
I won't do it.
Okay, both of you. I will do the bananas and the whipped cream. Fets, please continue.
Who's paying for this anyway?
I am. I just bought my tickets for the Prowlers game this weekend, and the Milk House gave me 25% off my order.
Fets, why'd you buy the tickets? You're literally on the team.
For the discount.
So are you all ready to give it a try?
Oh, we're ready.
It's true. Get 25% off your entire order at the Milk House, October through April. Simply show your ticket stubs at checkout and enjoy your discounted treat.
And it is Molly here reporting for you guys. We're going to go ahead and take a look back at the top plays for October. Let's see if your favorite play makes it in.
Three shots in this third period. Prowlers with 9. Millette with a chance. In front. Save. Score! R2 Hakela got his own rebound. And that should do it. What a well-worked rush by the Prowlers. Millette, great patience. Finds Hakela. What a stop by Bernard in the first chance. But R2 Hakela stuck with it. Millette works in. Millette to Organ, streaking in, he scores! Tim Organ with his first pro goal! Finally, Organ able to find the back of the net for the first time as a pro. Gordon gave it right up to Bucell. Now Millette, right wing side. Waits for help. The trailer shot, score! Arttu Heikkilä! Patience by Millette, waiting for help. There was Heikkilä. And you can't get a better shot than that. Off the post and in. All the way down. Thompson will win the race for icing. Chased by James. Thompson back pass in front. Great save, Cooper! Mac Jensen all by himself. Right in front of Reed Cooper. That's a 10-beller. Graham able to win the faceoff. It's tied up. Judson drops on top of it. They dig away. Prowlers just down, blocking Cooper. A big save at the horn. Bailey Huber with his first pro win and his first pro start. And the Prowlers get their first victory here at McMorran Place. Throwing the left hand. Brockway trying to get a left hand in. Shankar just firing rabbit punches. Brockway comes over top of the left. He gets a couple of good lefts in. Oh, and a knockout punch from Ben Brockway. Brockway with the last little flurry. Oh man, that's a perfect left hand. Gagnon, Avery Smith right in front of Cooper. Floated through, that was blocked by Brockway. He's getting back to his skates as it's stopped by Cooper, and he dives back to get the rebound. Take another look from the wide angle here. Brockway's getting back to his skates. That puck was right there, and Thorin looked like he had a tap-in. And Reed Cooper with a heck of a stop. Tomasi missed it wide. Parsons and Judson out of the box. Judson takes the puck, one-on-one against LaBelle. Judson turns, shoots, he scores! Out of the box, on the board, Alex Judson with the insurance tally. One-on-one, what a rip to the top corner, glove side on Frankie McClendon for his second of the night. Federley, Millette, Federley again, looks, shoots, scores! The captain rips it home. Prowlers back in front with 2:11 to go. Austin Federley picks his spot from the McMorran logo in the high slot. Touch passes for Whalen. Pass across the one-timer and a glove save by Reed Cooper as everyone piles on top. Good puck movement by the Scarecrows. Whalen across the one-timer. Reed Cooper robbing Jordan Gagnon with that left hand.
And we are back here in Michigan at McMorran Place with a little update. Our score is currently 2-1 Bobcats. And I bet you guys can hear a little bit of hockey going on behind me here. We are currently hosting the Silver Sticks Tournament. There are so many kids playing their hearts out on this ice right now. We had the opportunity to see the opening. Absolutely amazing. There were fireworks. There was tons of different sounds. These parents were cheering like crazy. So we're just hoping for the best for these kids playing tonight, as well as our Port Huron Prowlers. Back to you in Virginia, Will.
Hi, welcome. I'm just checking in, and I have a service animal.
Service animal?
Do you have anything on the ground floor so I can let him out at night?
Keep up with your Prowlers all season long on social media. Follow us on Facebook at the Port Huron Prowlers, Instagram at PH Prowlers, and Twitter at PH Prowlers. And you can find more information on our website, phprowlers.com.
Welcome back here to Hitachi Energy Arena. Prowlers still trailing the Blue Ridge Bobcats by a score of 2-1. Same score after the second as it was after the first. Thank you, Molly. Back in our McMorran Place studios. Silver Stick action, regional action going on at McMorran Place. Of course, the Silver Stick finals go on at McMorran every year in January. Prowlers will be hosting a special Silver Stick game in January as well. That will be January the 24th, I believe. So lots of fun stuff going on at McMorran Place, even when the Prowlers are not in town. But right now, let's take a look at what's coming up next at McMorran Place and for the Prowlers, the upcoming schedule. And we start with the rest of this weekend. Prowlers taking on the Bobcats again tomorrow night. Again, a 7:30 p.m. puck drop here from Hitachi Energy Arena. So be sure to get out to Wings Etc. Want to say hi to our watch party at Wings Etc. Be sure to get out there tomorrow night to watch the game there for yet our watch parties that we do every single night, or every single road game. And of course, that game will be available here on the PHP network. Then the Prowlers are back home. They take on the Indiana Sentinels for the first time in franchise history. 7:05 p.m. puck drop on Hometown Heroes Night on Friday the 14th, and 6:05 puck drop on Saturday the 15th. That will be Military Appreciation Night. The Prowlers will be wearing special military-themed uniforms for that game. Well, we will have the local Civil Air Patrol doing the color guard for that game. We will have a swearing-in ceremony from the Air Force also during that game. That will be a lot of fun. But again, celebrating those who protect us here at home on Friday and those who protect us abroad on Saturday, as the Prowlers recognizing the hometown heroes and those in the armed forces. Again, we thank everybody for their services here tonight, and they will be featured next weekend. So be sure to come out, and if you are part of one of those groups, find our contact form on the website under the Contact Us page, and on the Contact Us tab on the top of the homepage, and be sure to let us help you get your group out there for one of those two great games. Well, plenty of other action going on here around the FPHL tonight as we take a look at our out-of-town scoreboard. And we start in Binghamton, a tight game between the Black Bears and the Indiana Sentinels. And it really speaks to the difference that the Sentinels are where they are now versus where they were a few weeks ago and at the start of the season. But it ended up being a 4-1 win for the Black Bears. They did outshoot the Sentinels 54-14 as John Werber made 50 saves between the pipes in his Sentinels debut. But Ivan Bondarenko had a goal and an assist. CJ Stubbs and Emerson Emery also found the back of the net for the Black Bears, and they will stay atop the Empire Division. 40 minutes down in Watertown, and they are still tied. It was 1-1 after one, and then Igor Filipov and Noah Robinson scored in the middle frame. 2-2 after two between the Danbury Hat Tricks and the Watertown Wolves. Carolina Thunderbirds on the comeback trail. Roman Kramer and Liam Blomquist scored in the middle frame, and it's a 3-2 game. They have just dropped the puck in period number 3 in Winston-Salem. Finally, the Biloxi Breakers breaking away from the Baton Rouge Zydeco. They're up 4-0 now. Yaroslav Yevdokimov, Lucas Pekarzik, and Caden Henry have added goals for the Breakers. 3 in the first, 1 in the second. They are late stages of period number 2 in Baton Rouge. And again, the Breakers up 4-0 here. It is 2-1 in favor of the Blue Ridge Bobcats. Take a look at the full stats here so far through 40 minutes of play. Prowlers 1 for 5 on the power play. Bobcats 0 for 2. We'll see if Port Huron can find themselves an even strength goal at some point during this third period. That would certainly be the Cats' meow. Get themselves tied up in this game. Again, 5-on-5 play has really been the Prowlers' bread and butter throughout this season. And unfortunately for them in this game, they've struggled, but they are leading in the shots department, 27-25, at least as it stands right now. And of course, they've just added a couple more shots here in the arena, so it's now 29-25. But either way, Prowlers ahead in the shots on goal department as both teams hit the ice here again at Hitachi Energy Arena. Prowlers being led out once again by Reed Cooper, the FPHL's leader in goals, or in wins, pardon me. And Cooper also ranking second in the league in goals against average and save percentage, tied for the league lead in shutouts. He will not get a shutout tonight, obviously, but one of the top goaltenders in the FPHL, and he's certainly kept the Prowlers in it at different times throughout this contest. We will get set for period number 3. Can the Prowlers find something here? Get themselves tied back up in this game. It's been a low-scoring contest. That's usually the Prowlers' bread and butter. And Port Huron came into this game giving up just 2.13 goals against per game and scoring just over 3. Bobcats scoring just under 4 goals per game and giving up 4.5 goals per game. Well, it's Blue Ridge who's ahead right now. It's still a 4-on-4 for 14 seconds. Once we drop the puck here for period number 3, and we are underway. Lucas Lockney shovels it to the middle of the ice. He's the only Prowlers goal scorer so far. Graham up top. Favaro drops the shoulders. Both teams back to full strength. Graham centered. Lockney couldn't kick it up to his stick in a shooting position. Martin tried to one-hand it out. He was met by Hakula. Johnson back to Favaro. Lockney gets the red line. Off the boards to Graham. So it knocked back. Lockney, that was a check on Kozyrev. And now Brockway in his own end. Watched by Daly. Brockway turned the corner behind the net. Left it off for Johnson. Price bumps it out for Bucell. Up with speed. Bucell to the offensive zone. Around to the near side. Price. And Bucell. All the way around. Cycled down deep. Federley behind the net. Price overskated it. Federley picked it off. Tried to bounce it in front. And Schrum got the paddle down. He will cover up for a whistle and a face-off. Face-off will be to Schrum's left. Off the draw, rimmed around to Kulikov. Able to bounce it up, Oregon gloves it down. Off the far boards. Radchenko had it stolen by James. Klinecki able to swipe it away from Luke James. DeCumbis down the boards to Bizal. Pushed around to the far side. DeCumbis and Mercurio, the two number 23s, come together. Heitzner's pass out of the reach of his intended target. And on the fresh sheet, now will slide all the way down for an icing. Another draw coming down in the Bobcats' end. Austin Federley taking Reggie Millet's spot on this top line. We have not seen Millet play for long stretches of this game. He is on the Prowler bench, though. I don't remember the last time I've seen Millette out there. It was certainly towards the middle part of the second period at least. Price tried to dance out, couldn't do it. Stuckless for Martin. Backhanded across, kicked in. Favaro after it. Now Price almost turned it over. Instead, it's bounced out. Perron chasing in his own end. To Hlavik. So up dump. Brockway fresh off the bench after it in his own end. Trying to fight through the check of Bresco. Johnson has 3 forwards ahead of him. He passes it off to Graham. Into the offensive zone. Graham off a stick. Hakala couldn't pick it up. Comes back to Brockway. Rister off the back wall. Lockney back on it. Spun it on goal. And Schrum there to make the save. Kozarev throws on the brakes. Slips it down deep. Martin after it. Takes a hit from Brockway. Lockney and Kozarev. Kozarev sent it out in front, but it got past Daly. Carson Andrioli. Fed it up to Kozarev. Spinning away from Oregon. Kozarev out in front. Bazal able to chip it past Reller. And Bazal skates it out of the offensive or defensive zone. Oregon picks off the outlet feed on his backhand. Oregon in front, tip, save, rebound. Another stop by Schrum. And he gets on top of it as Connor Bazal got a couple of opportunities. Players going down on both sides of the net. Everybody being separated. As Anthony Schrum robbing Connor Bazal of his first pro goal. And it looks like a penalty coming up against Carson Andrioli. Andrioli going to the box. And the Prowlers will get another power play chance here. Oh, a 6th opportunity for the Port Huron power play. That has 1 goal so far tonight. And a big opportunity at that. Swung back to the point. Lockhart, Favaro. Price, down low, Bucell takes the shot, save Schrum. And Lockhart was hunting for that rebound, pinching in from the right point. Favaro out top. Off to Lockhart, working downhill. Didn't like what he saw, so he circled back. Favaro walks for Price. Takes a look, takes the shot off of Heitzner's stick and into the rafters out of play. Prowlers switch up the power play unit, 33 seconds into the man advantage. Look like a couple of good looks from that first unit. Shots right now, 5-1 Prowlers in this third period. Lockney up to the line to Federley. Back to Lockney. Steps in, his shot off the back glass. Glove down by Johnson. Lockney pulls it off the wall. Turns towards the cage again. Lockney. Federley steps in. Off the backboards. Lockney takes it and goes off the glass. Kept alive again. And then Daly got in between Federley and Johnson. Daly and Federley battling behind the play. Federley wants to shake off his gloves. The play was whistled dead, and both of those guys are heading to the penalty box. That was kind of wild. Let's see if we can see that one again. That was a little bizarre. They were both battling for that puck. Federley giving Daly a few extra words as he steps into the sin bin. Not sure if this will affect on-ice manpower or not. Doesn't look like it will. Yeah, let's see if we can see that one again, maybe. As those two guys got tied up going after that loose puck. Faceoff will be right in front of the Bobcats bench outside the Blue Ridge zone. So it stays 5-on-4. Those penalties don't go up on the board. Perron holds and fires it all the way down. Bavaro taking Federley's spot on this power play unit. Rest of the unit stays out there. Bavaro drops it back to Lockney. Left for Johnson. Skating up, Johnson works in with speed, and he missed it wide to the glove side. It caroms all the way out of the zone and down. Favaro. As the Bobcats fans trying to start a Let's Go Bobcats chant here. Favaro got it deep himself. Klinecki round to Radchenko. His first clearing attempt was blocked. Second one went out of play off the glass. 12 seconds left on a Port Huron man advantage that hasn't gotten much started. That one, it's like off of Oregon's stick, the first one, and second one off the glass and out of play. We will take a timeout and have the rest of this Prowlers power play when we come back here on the PHP Network.
Hi, what can I get for you?
I'd like some McMorrin fries, please.
All right, that's going to be $4. Okay.
She shoots, she scores with the new Prowlers debit card.
Don't you have somewhere to be? The game's on.
Get your Prowlers debit card only at Flagship Community Federal Credit Union, located on Lapeer Road in Port Huron. Flagship Federal Credit Union is federally insured by the NCUA.
Back here in Virginia, saw Dylan Marty in that commercial. Marty on the IR right now with an upper body injury. I hope he enjoyed watching himself on that commercial back in Port Huron. Final seconds ticking off this Prowlers power play as soon as they drop the puck. See if they get one last chance. They will not, as the puck escapes the zone. Lockney turns his way up ice. Chips it in. Martin after it. Sandrioli's out of the box. Martin floated all the way down past Cooper. And it was after the penalty had expired, so icing called against the Bobcats. Faceoff will be down in Blue Ridge's end. Off this faceoff, Klinecki taps it to Radchenko. Reller. Pushed in by James. DeCumbis trying to knock it back to the line. He does. Lockhart steps up. He shoots, save. Schrum rebound all the way around the net. Turnaround try. Price, he scores! Welcome back, Bobby Price. He ties it at 2. In the chaos, Price somehow able to get it through all the traffic. Came all the way around the net. Puck came back to him. He turned and fired. Plenty of bodies in front. And Schrum couldn't see it. Price has his first of the year. We're all knotted up. Luke James picking up an assist on that goal by Price. And the Prowlers finally get their 5-on-5 goal. Vinny DeCumbus, the other helper. Lockney grabs the hop off the stanchion. Got it across to Brockway. Wrister deflected wide by Hikula. Battled for. Graham gets it to the line again. Brockway lets it go, and it's gloved and held by Schrum. So Bobby Price, who, if you missed the pregame show, returned this week after beginning the year with the Macon Mayhem in the SPHL, an assist in 4 games for Price there. Had a lot of success at the end of last year, one of 4 Trine University signees by the Prowlers in the collegiate signing season. Tim Morgan, one of the other ones, still here in Port Huron as well. Stuckless, the right wing side to Kozyrev. Stuckless trying to get in. Bavaro couldn't bat it out. Now he goes to the far side to James. James getting a shift on this line with Bucell and Price, and then James knocked down. Bucell comes right after Stuckless at the defense of his teammate, and Jamie Bucell got a few good shots in there on Nick Stuckless. Stuckless put a hard hit on Luke James, who was trying to find that puck in his skates. It got lodged in the referee's skates, and Stuckless came in a little bit from behind there. And Bucell right there to stand up for his teammate. Swung Stuckless down to the ice, and it's a good couple of punches there from Jamie Bucell. And Luke James, the one who brings Bucell, is sticking gloves to the penalty box to say thank you very much. Referee's having a discussion about this. Maybe they're discussing whether Bucell should get an extra 2 minutes or not for an instigator, something like that. Now, Federley and Martin getting the explanations. And it looks like Jamie Bucell might be getting the extra 2 here. So Bucell gets the 2 minutes for instigating. And they'll put the Bobcats on the power play here. We take another look at that fight. 3rd man advantage of the night for Blue Ridge. They're 0 for 2. Sorry, that will not put the Bobcats on the power play because Stuckless also got 2 minutes for roughing, so actually everything's evened up. Pardon me, I did not see Stuckless go to the box. So we will stay 5-on-5 unless there's more for somebody to tell me about. Chris Paul, Prowlers associate head coach, having another conversation with men in stripes, along with Austin Federley. Now, do they not get the 5 for fighting? I didn't hear 5 for fighting announced for either side. Well, Jamie Bucell certainly got his money's worth here. Oh, no, it is a Bobcats power play. I'm sorry. They did not put it up on the board, but it is a Bobcats power play. So Bucell and Stuckless each got 2 for roughing, and then Bucell got the extra 2 for the instigator. So it is the Bobcats' 3rd power play of the night. They are 0 for 2. Apologies for all the confusion. Speaking of ambiguous, Graham and Martin will take this face-off. Prowlers have Graham, Hakula, Brockway, and Johnson to start this kill. top power play unit out there for the Bobcats, featuring Danny Martin. Graham wins the faceoff from him. Mercurio hunting that puck with Brockway. 3 Bobcats, 2 Prowlers digging away. Pops out, and Hakala grabs it in front of Heitzner and clears. Good positioning there from Artu Hakala. As here comes Hlavik. Back for Heitzner. Into the offensive zone, gets it deep. Lockhart cleared it only as far as Martin. Bobcats keep it alive. Reller couldn't center for Mercurio. They dig away in the corner. Time ticking away on this Blue Ridge power play. It's 45 seconds old. DeCumbus stepped in front of Hlavik, and he finds the open space to clear. 12 minutes left to go in regulation. Halfway through the power play for Blue Ridge. Heitzner stepping around, centered it to nobody. Karams to Klinecki entering the zone. Reller up to Klinecki, walks the line. Off to Daly, across. Reller didn't have it in the wheelhouse. Now he tries a wrister, but Austin Federley was right there to get his stick in the lane. Take another look. Watch Federley close as the pass is not there for Reller. And then Federley right there to get his stick in the shooting lane and ride that puck up out of play, and Reed Cooper didn't have to worry about it. Favaro with a nice backhand clear off that face-off. 30 seconds left on Bucell's penalty, currently being served by Lucas Lockney. So it'll be Lockney who steps out of the box when it's over. Bucell has to serve 4 full minutes. Lockhart taken down. Puck is underneath him. Lockhart's lost his bucket. He has to head to the bench. Bobcats with a chance down low. Good paddle stop by Cooper on the pass. Kozyrev couldn't get the pass over. And here's Klinecki to Kozyrev. Bobcat taken down in the slot. Kozyrev walks. Klinecki a drive save. Cooper rebound available. And Graham pitchforks it out. We're back to 5-on-5. Back in comes Ferosith. Outside try, clutch to the chest by Reed Cooper. But what a play by Cooper. As Brett Lockhart lost his helmet, that made it a mini 5-on-3 in the zone. And at that point, it was also a mini 3-on-1 down low. And it was actually Cooper who blocked the pass coming from below the goal line that would have gone all the way across to the backside. It's always a tough position when you lose your helmet in the defensive zone, because the rule is you have to go right off. You can't play the puck without your helmet. That, of course, a safety issue. Heitzner on goal, comes in down low, and Kulikov unable to settle it down, but the Prowlers are going to be shorthanded here once again as Bazal touches up. Oregon getting a slashing penalty. As Oregon had to chase back after Kulikov, who was by himself right in front of Cooper. Oregon doesn't like the call, but it's the 4th man advantage of the night for the Blue Ridge Bobcats. Face off away to Cooper's right. Bobcats send that top unit right back out there. Hlavik walking the blue line, down to Mercurio. Off escape, back to Hlavik. Wrister, stopped by Cooper. Couldn't control it, so the Bobcats try and set back up. Martin swipes it up to Mercurio. Watched by Graham. Hlavik over to Heitzner, pass off his stick. Johnson moved it towards Graham. Reller got his, or Martin, pardon me, got his stick in there to prevent Graham from clearing. Reller, back pass, Martin! Missed the net. Heitzner got it back down the boards. Reller cuts in, save Cooper! Mercurio now had his pass blocked by Graham, but Graham went sprawling. Mercurio, Heitzner scores! Second of the night for Kyle Heitzner. This one a power play goal, and it puts the Bobcats back in front. And Heitzner had some words with the Prowlers bench as he went by. It all started with that good keep by Heitzner. And another good keep here by Mercurio as Graham tried to slide in front of the pass. They eventually get it in front, and Heitzner picks the top corner, his 5th goal of the year. And again, second in this game. The Prowlers trail once again past the midway point of period 3. Here's Oregon trying to feed it up. Price took it off the glove of Federle, and that will be a hand pass. And we will take a timeout. Kyle Heitzner has put the Bobcats back ahead, under 9.5 to go in regulation.
Discover everything banking should be with Advia Credit Union, like earning real financial advantages. You can earn up to $1,000 with your new account. Plus, save an average of nearly $4,000 in interest when refinancing. Get started with a low-rate credit card balance transfer. Enjoy easy access to your money anytime, anywhere. Make the switch today at adviacu.org/real people. Advia Credit Union. Real advantages for real people.
Well, the Prowlers are on the ice, so grab a glass of Proper 12 Irish Whiskey. Proper 12, the official shot of the Port Huron Prowlers. Please drink responsibly. Kyle Heitzner with the 3rd period goal here to put the Bobcats back ahead. And Port Huron trying not to drop this first game between the teams this season, and their first ever game in Wytheville. Prowlers this year, 2 losses on the year, and both of them have come in the first game of back-to-backs. Prowlers have been fantastic in the second. Here's Graham with a break. Lockney scores! Lockney with his second. Prowlers get it right back. Great play from Graham to Lockney. Bit of a broken play here. His bodies were flying everywhere. Graham found the puck, and Lockney opening up. No chance for Schrum on a play like that. 35 seconds between the Heitzner goal and the Lockney goal. And just like that, it's 3-all. For Rousseff. Tried to send it deep, couldn't do it. Brockway, hand off to Lockhart. Lockhart fanned on his pass, ran into Martin, but Martin's stick went flying. DeCumbus tied up. He's just able to slip it into the offensive zone. For Rousseff. Off the skate of his intended target. Erickson got it in Martin's direction. He tips it in. Lockhart for Oregon. Long feed on for Price. Working on Perron. Those two get to the puck together. Perron able to get the body position. A rink wide feed to Mercurio. Parsons flagging it down behind his own net. Couldn't get it past Heitzner. Parsons this time does get it past Kyle Heitzner and on to Matt Graham. Now it's Flavick dumping it in. Up the far boards. Heitzner and Parsons come together. Rimmed around and just out of the zone. Hlavik resetting for the Bobcats. 7:45 left to go in regulation. Tipped in, Oregon. Chased by Heitzner, rimmed it up to Lockney. Lockney had his stick lifted. Kozyrev comes in to cause a turnover. Reller gave it right back to the Prowlers. Oregon launches it to the far side, and Port Huron getting a much-needed change in here. Radchenko right at the wall, loose puck for a moment. Prowlers causing some havoc. Federley gets it down deep. Daly off the boards and around. Radchenko took a hit from Federley. This one pops up into the Prowlers bench. Out of play. And now Jamie Bucell allowed out of the penalty box. We'll see if someone else is going in it, as there's a disturbance right at the red line. Federley and Daly once again having conversations. Federley incensed with Justin Daly. Face-off will be right at the center ice logo. Both teams finish up some changes. 7 minutes to go in regulation. Neither of these teams have seen overtime yet this season. Brockway, D to Lockhart. Fed up, Andrioli got in front of it. Goes all the way around, Cooper behind the net. Left it for Brockway, chipped it around. Now DeCumbus steps out. James couldn't bring in the pass, goes all the way down. Erickson watched by Bazal. Stuckless had his stick lifted by DeCumbus. Here's Oregon down the wall. Down behind the net. It's Martin chasing after the loose puck with some skating room. Price closed down on him. Stuckless back towards Martin off his stick. Here comes Price. Nice move by Price. Has to get back after the puck though. And Schrum able to play it away from him. Dangerous pass by the Bobcats right through their own blue paint. No Prowlers in the area though. Lavick chased by Price. Lavick swings his way to the middle of the ice. Towards Mercurio. Couldn't get it past Parsons. Bucell just backhands it out of the zone off the boards. Prowlers making changes as Kulikov comes back for it. Kulikov off the glass. Oregon grabs the puck. Perron, D to Lavick. Tries to get it out again. This time it's cut off by Lockney. His pass knocked out of the zone. Graham bumps it back to Parsons. Up to Heikkila. Lockney cycles it down deep. Graham picks it up on the other side of the net. Graham in front to Heikkila. Save Schrum. And he will cover it back up. And now a couple players go tumbling. Lockney for the Prowlers, and then Graham and Mercurio in the blue paint together. 5-11 potentially separating these teams from overtime. To get a look at the Elite Electric replay. Artu Heikkila got a good touch on that one, and then Lockney knocked down there. Off this face-off, Federley on goal, slipped it through, and Schrum able to make the save. Bucell skates into the puck, steps around one man. Bucell chips it, knocked down by Daly. Comes to the line to Johnson. Rister hit a skate on the way through and went wide. Radchenko hanging out behind his own net, in no hurry. Takes a look and steps out. Radchenko to the right wing side, Kozyrev. That's stolen by Heikkila. Couple players dragged down. Here's Daly walking in. Daly cuts to the middle. Daly shoots. Save Cooper Johnson. There's the rebound out of danger. Kozyrev had it taken away. And Favaro settles things down for the Prowlers, but he gave it away to Stuckless. Johnson will try this side, and he got it up to Lockney just off his stick though. Approach 4 minutes to go. Erickson fumbled it off the boards and down ice. Disturbance in front of the benches away from the puck as Lockhart wheels his way towards the offensive zone. Lockhart, nice move. Lockhart a shot, save Schrum. Martin scoops it up and tries a counter. Martin stood up at the line by Decumbus and he goes the other way. On to James. Luke James with a step. Save Schrum. Now Heitzner the other way. Heitzner working on Organ. Heitzner to the net. And Cooper got a piece. Heitzner back on it on the other side. Fed it out. That shot didn't get much on it, did Perron. And we will take a timeout. 3:14 left to go in a tie hockey game here in Wytheville. Both teams getting their opportunities, up and down action and battling in front of the benches as well.
Discover 1195 Gastropub in Marysville. Burgers, pizzas, apps, and pub favorites like filet mignon and grilled salmon. Open Monday to Friday, 4 to 9 p.m., weekends 12 to 9 p.m. Join us for happy hour, Monday to Thursday. Enjoy half-off bottles of wine every Wednesday, and don't miss Thirsty Thursday with $4 draft beers. Great food, cold drinks, good times. That's 1195 Gastro Pub.
It's time to wake up on the sunrise side of Michigan. Wake up to beautiful beaches. Wake up to vibrant urban landscapes. Wake up to unique eats. Wake up to charming coastal towns. Wake up to cozy entertainment. Wake up to Michigan's Thumb Coast. Plan your perfect wake-up call using bluewater.org.
We invite you to tune into our next broadcast. That will be tomorrow night, Saturday, November the 8th, when these teams do it again. Puck drop scheduled for 7:30 p.m. Pre-game show starts at 7:15-ish. I'm told there will be an extended pre-game ceremony, so we may push that a little bit, but it will all be here on the PHP Network. What a game we've had here tonight. Back and forth we go. Prowlers have not held a lead. We'll see if they can find something here as Graham chips it off the glass out of his own end. Perron tossed it out of play, and that's a penalty. That is a penalty, delay of game against the Blue Ridge Bobcats, and the Prowlers will go to a big power play here late. Look at it again on his backhand, right out. Nobody is going over to the Bobcats penalty box yet, and finally they send Hlavik over there. So they decided it was actually Hlavik who backhanded it over top. My mistake. A huge man advantage opportunity for the Port Huron Prowlers, trying to take their first lead of the night. 3 minutes left to go, and they win the faceoff. Favaro walks, gives to Price. Takes a look, back to Favaro. His shot knocked down, rebound off the side of the cage from Bucell. And another penalty coming up against Blue Ridge. I believe against Blue Ridge here. Boarding the signal and make it a 5-on-3 for 1:40. Prowlers calling timeout on their bench to draw something up here. Dennis Radchenko, the one heading to the box. And a big opportunity here for the Prowlers. Huge opportunity. Again, we saw this against the Topeka Scarecrows a few weeks ago. Late power play opportunity for the Prowlers, a 5-on-3. Austin Federle was the hero in that one. We'll see who steps up for the Prowlers in this one. Federle's unit is on. It's Federle, Graham, Johnson, Lockhart, and Lockney. Lucas Lockney has 2 in the game so far. Here we go. And off the face-off, it comes to Federle at the point. Johnson steps in, down to Lockney along the goal line. Back up to Johnson. Federle steps back to Johnson. Lockney lets it go, and Schrum got a piece. Graham scoops it up. Graham backdoor. Lockney holds, makes a move. It's in the crease. It's not underneath Schrum. It's still loose, and it's cleared by the Bobcats. Prowlers swoop right back up. Lockney taking a look. 57 seconds left in the 5-on-3. Lockney back up top. Hands it off to Federle. Johnson. Federle. Those two playing catch up top. Graham's right in front of the net. Johnson for Federle. Looks towards the cage. Takes the shot. Deflected wide. 30 seconds left in the 5-on-3. Johnson. Lockney saves Schrum, and he hangs on. Anthony Schrum keeping the Bobcats in this game. Let's look again at that great chance earlier. Puck was loose. It looked like it was underneath Schrum there for a moment, but it wasn't. And it bounced around, and finally Danny Martin, the one who was able to clear it. Prowlers switch up the unit. Face-off win by the Bobcats. Good keep at the line by Oregon. Oregon walks to the middle. One-timer, Price, and a glove save by Schrum. Minute 19 left to go in the game. 17 seconds in the 5-on-3. Another good save there from Anthony Schrum. Prowlers' 4th shot on goal this power play. Favaro backpedaling to Oregon straight on. Price wasn't in the wheelhouse. Favaro, 2 Prowlers right in front of Schrum. Oregon takes it, save, rebound, loose, it's still loose, comes out to Oregon, Price, saved by Schrum, and off the boards and out. And now after it is Hlevic to the net, he scores! A shorthanded goal for the Bobcats. After all that pressure, and with under a minute to go, they lead again. Hlevic able to win the battle with Oregon as he came out of the penalty box to be the first one to that puck. Prowlers still on a 5-on-4 power play, but just for 9 more seconds. And we will keep an eye on Reed Cooper. Certainly see him leaving the cage at some point soon. Off the face-off, Heikkila into the offensive end. Heikkila around the net. Up high, Johnson. Cooper to the bench. Extra attacker on for the Prowlers. That one tipped off the back glass. 30 seconds left. They try and shoot towards the empty net. Knocked down by Favaro, but with a high stick. (4-3) Bobcats. Disaster for the Prowlers. The first shorthanded goal Port Huron has given up this season. And not much time to work. Graham and Mercurio for this faceoff. Graham, Lockney, Hakela, Johnson, Favaro, and Federley. The 6 for the Prowlers. Off the faceoff, Johnson gets it ahead, tipped in. Federley and Klenecki after it. Klenecki rims it around, centered by Graham. Now Federley trying to put it out in front, pops up in the air, glove down by Favaro on net. Hit a body on the way through, 10 seconds left. Erickson gets there ahead of Lockney. Graham centered, Hakela couldn't get a good shot away. 3 seconds left. 2, Lockney had it blocked, and the Blue Ridge Bobcats get the win tonight. 4-3 the final. And a missed opportunity for the Prowlers in every way. Coming up on the post-game show, we will have highlights and analysis. Send it back to Molly in the McMorran Place studios. Final stats from this one. And we will also take a look at the locker room reaction. We'll speak with Prowlers Associate Head Coach Chris Poland, or at least we are planning to. And our Gunther Graphics Player of the Game as well. That is all coming up here on the PHP Network. A heartbreaker for Port Huron. They fall tonight by a final of 4-3. And again, we will hear from the Prowlers dressing room when we come back here on the PHP Network. So don't go anywhere. Much more to come, much more coverage of this game. We will try and break it all down for you. But again, a tough end here for the Port Huron Prowlers. Post-game show is next here on the PHP Network.
This isn't working. LJ, pass me those flyers. No look behind the back pass? That's a whole play, LJ, come on. Gap up, close the gap. Close the gap, what are we saying? This isn't working. We need a shift change. Let's bring in the professionals.
Yeah, I don't know about this one, fellas.
Boys, we don't overcome adversity by backing down. But yeah, I don't know about this one.
That's reassuring.
We're so screwed.
All right, boys. Here's the game plan. LJ, You start with bananas. Be
Wait,
what?
why do I have to do the bananas?
Because you're the softest on the team.
I don't want the bananas.
This thing is gonna melt. We gotta hurry up.
I won't do it.
Okay, both of you. I will do the bananas and the whipped cream. Fets, please continue.
Who's paying for this anyway?
I am. I just bought my tickets for the Prowlers game this weekend, and the Milk House gave me 25% off my order.
Fets, why'd you buy the tickets? You're literally on the team.
For the discount.
So are you all ready to give it a try?
Oh, we're ready.
It's true. Get 25% off your entire order at the Milk House, October through April. Simply show your ticket stubs at checkout and enjoy your discounted treat.
Hey guys, what's going on?
Hi guys, we just stopped at Industrial Park Marathon to get some fuel and some snacks before the Prowlers game at McMorran.
Nice. Yeah, we just stopped by here at Industrial Park Marathon so I can get a Slurpee before the game.
Wait till after the game. If the Prowlers score 3 or more goals, Slurpees will be free.
Thanks for the info. I'm going to get my Slurpee after, but we'll see you at the Prowlers game.
See you at the game. Go Prowlers!
Hockey is like a business. One missed pass can derail the perfect plan. Have Taft Consulting help you get your whole team on the same page. They have the expertise to help you follow through on all your goals. Find out how they can help you today by emailing taftconsulting@outlook.com.
What's more authentic than a Hungry Howie's Detroit-style pizza? Nothing. We're not playing around with the pizza of our birthplace. Thick crust, cheese to the edge, sauce on the top. Where it belongs. We've seen a lot of fakes out there. Not here. This is authentic Detroit-style pizza. Order yours now online for $12.99. We sauce the top and rep for the 313 everywhere. We do bold. Hungry Howie's.
SMR Automotive Systems is part of the Motherson Group and a proud community sponsor of the Port Huron Prowlers. We are one of the largest manufacturers of rearview mirrors for passenger vehicles in the world, with local plants in Port Huron and Marysville. We strive to support our local communities and have positions available for various abilities and experience. Find out more about who we are at smr-automotive.com.
Hello, I'm home.
There he is.
What is happening?
Relax. We won. They brought back the snack wrap. Spicy or ranch?
Spicy.
Yeah, go. Yeah. Just one little bite.
Can you stop?
Oh, sorry.
Gather your crew. Snack Wrap is back.
Hi, welcome.
I'm just checking in, and I have a service animal.
Service animal?
Do you have anything on the ground floor so I can let him out at night?
Keep up with your Prowlers all season long on social media. Follow us on Facebook at the Port Huron Prowlers, Instagram at PH Prowlers, and Twitter at PH Prowlers. And you can find more information on our website, phprowlers.com.
What's more authentic than a Hungry Howie's Detroit-style pizza? Nothing. We're not playing around with the pizza of our birthplace. Thick crust, cheese to the edge, sauce on the top. Where it belongs. We've seen a lot of fakes out there. Not here. This is authentic Detroit-style pizza. Order yours now online for $12.99. We sauce the top and rep for the 313 everywhere. We do bold.
Hungry?
Howie's!
Congratulations on your engagement again, man. You know, you should get some life insurance.
I never really thought about that. How would I do that?
We can help you with that at Zach Egan State Farm. Congratulations on getting married, man. Have you gotten a house?
We just got one, actually, yeah.
Well, if you want, we can help you out with life insurance at Zach Egan State Farm to cover your mortgage. Is Olin a year old now?
He is.
Wow. Have you guys got life insurance set up on him yet?
I haven't even thought about it yet.
Oh.
How would I go about that?
Well, we can help you with that at Zach Egan State Farm. High five?
Yeah, hon, we should have gotten life insurance years ago.
Hey, Ken. We've actually got a policy for people your age at Zach Egan State Farm. Give us a call.
Hockey is like a business. One missed pass can derail the perfect plan. Have Taft Consulting help you get your whole team on the same page. They have the expertise to help you follow through on all your goals. Find out how they can help you today by emailing taftconsulting@outlook.com.
Explore the 140 miles of stunning shoreline along Lake Huron. That is Michigan's Thumb Coast. Discover charming coastal towns, serene beaches, and endless outdoor adventures. Stay at cozy hotels, paddle through pristine blue waters, and hit the fairways along breathtaking views. Plan your perfect getaway at bluewater.org.
SMR Automotive Systems is part of the Motherson Group and a proud community sponsor of the Port Huron Prowlers. We are one of the largest manufacturers of rearview mirrors for passenger vehicles in the world, with local plants in Port Huron and Marysville. We strive to support our local communities and have positions available for various abilities and experience. Find out more about who we are at smr-automotive.com.
Hey everyone, Molly here, back at the home of the Port Huron Prowlers. We do have a heartbreaking loss, a 4-3 loss to the Bobcats, but we would love to show some highlights of what our team did tonight with their goals. Let's take a look. And here we can see this first goal here is scored by number 23 on the Bobcats. And let's see who scores next. We have number 77 making a play and scoring as best as he can that first goal for our Prowlers. Coming up next, it is bouncing back to our Bobcats, and unfortunately they did get it past Cooper this time, but let's go ahead and take a look at the goal that comes next. And here we have Price, number 29, coming back to the team, and he scores a goal just for the Prowlers, getting them ahead a bit here in this game. And number 86 again off the Bobcats is the one making the goals. Stand out today for sure for the Bobcats team. As you can see, they had so many fans in the stands tonight, but that didn't stop Lockney, number 77, again with hitting that second goal for the night on a broken play. And now We had it tied up. It was 3-3. Prowlers were in high spirits. Bobcats were trying to move as fast as they could. You can clearly see here. And unfortunately, we do get that final goal scored from number 19 off the Bobcats. And good thing we have tomorrow night to try again. I know our Prowlers are going to come back nice and strong, and we hope to see you guys tomorrow. Let's go to commercial.
Hi, welcome.
I'm just checking in, and I have a service animal.
Service animal?
Do you have anything on the ground floor so I can let him out at night?
Keep up with your Prowlers all season long on social media. Follow us on Facebook at the Port Huron Prowlers, Instagram at PH Prowlers, and Twitter at PH Prowlers. And you can find more information on our website, phprowlers.com.
With Prowlers Associates back here in Withville, Will Wiggleman back one final time to Hitachi Energy Center as the Bobcats defeat the Prowlers tonight by a final score of 4-3, a tough loss for the Port Huron Prowlers, who had some great opportunities down there near the end of the game, and unfortunately for them, unable to just put home that last goal, and even worse for them, they ended up giving up the game-winning goal short-handed. So we will take you now to Prowlers Associate Head Coach Chris Paulin, who spoke with me after the game. With Prowlers Associate Head Coach Chris Paulin after the 4-3 loss to the Blue Ridge Bobcats. Coach, let's just skip to that last play where they scored the game winner. What happened there?
Yeah, we had good looks. We ran what we were trying to run, and their goalie and their D outbattled us. And then they were able to clear a puck, and guy coming out of the box got a jump. That's what happened.
I didn't see Reggie Millette on the ice from really the middle of the second period on. Why was that?
He was dealing with something. We're going to evaluate him. He stayed on the bench the whole game, was the loudest guy on the bench, shows why he's a leader on this team. Very proud of him. He was a total team guy, but I did not like the hit. So, we're going to address that tomorrow for sure.
What gives you confidence that you guys can bounce back from this, and what do you have to do to bounce back from this tomorrow?
Well, it's pretty cliche, but we can't start 20 minutes and just feel out the game. Wings fall asleep. I thought our D were I thought their D were better than our D tonight, which I'm shocked. Going through a full week of video, I'm shocked. But if I'm to be objective, their D outplayed our D tonight. So I'm interested to see how our D core and the leaders on that D core respond, because I think they have a whole lot more.
All right, thank you, Coach.
Yep.
And that was Prowlers Associate Head Coach Chris Paulin reacting to, again, what was a shocking loss. And, they get the 5-on-3 late in a tie game, ample opportunity, some great shots on net as well. It's not like they were just going through and not getting shots on goal. They were getting some marvelous opportunities. Anthony Schrum with a couple of outstanding saves, but the Prowlers unable to get themselves the winning goal, and unfortunately for them, the winning goal came shorthanded from the Blue Ridge Bobcats. I talked to Lucas Lockney, tonight's Gunther Graphics Player of the Game. I'm with tonight's Gunther Graphics Player of the Game, Lucas Lockney. Couple of goals for you. How did it feel for you to finally get one to go to the back of the net?
Yeah, finally after a couple games, but it would feel better if we win, so not really good. Yeah.
What was the message in the locker room from the coaching staff after a loss like that, and how you guys bounce back tomorrow?
We need to play better every Friday, all 60 minutes, not only 20 or 40. So just good rest and be ready for tomorrow. And we need another 3 points, important game.
And again, going back to you said finally, getting that first goal to come, you able to get another one. You feel a little looser now that you finally seen one hit the back of the net this season?
Yeah, I felt much better after first one. So, yeah, finally.
All right, that's our Gunther Graphics player of the game. Gunther Graphics, your go-to guy for logos, websites, and branding. Lucas, thank you.
Thank you.
And that was Lucas Lockney following tonight's loss 4-3 to the Blue Ridge Bobcats. Again, a really tough loss for the Prowlers to the Bobcats. But they will be back tomorrow night. And, stat of the night here, I think, is Prowlers 2-2 coming into tonight. Now 2-3 on the first side of a back-to-back. But they are perfect 4-0 this season on the other side of back-to-backs. So we'll see if they can continue that trend and get themselves another win and get back in the win column before heading home to take on the Indiana Sentinels. Well, that's going to do it for us here in Wytheville tonight. Christian Jackson was our technical director tonight back in Port Huron. Aiden Bricker, our side cameraman here and tech guy here in the arena at Hitachi Energy Arena. Thank you to the Blue Ridge Bobcats media team for the use of their cameras as well. We will see you next time tomorrow night, 7:30 p.m. puck drop, and we'll have it for you here on the PHP Network. From Ollie Urquhart back in our McMorran studios, I'm Will Wiggleman saying goodnight and have a great rest of your Friday.